What's up, Paul? What's up, everybody? This is Adam Richmond from Man vs. Food Secret Eats and the Food That Built America. And speaking not just to Paul Zarkowski, but to everyone who is contributing to the open source project Kubernetes. I don't know, Kubernetes. Kubernetes? I don't know. I think I played on a sports team in Brooklyn with a guy named that. He always used to bring moussaka for lunch. Kubernetes. Either way, I love you all because you're baking good things. I'm the worst baker ever. Like, I can do the recipe on the back of the chocolate chip cookie thing, and that's kind of it. But I know you are about to embark on an amazing baking competition. I know that any good open source project really is about the community, and it's as strong as its weakest link. So I think it's cool that you guys are having fun, that you're having fun through food, and that even in the digital world, you guys can appreciate a well-baked scone. So I wish you all the best. Watch your fingers, don't burn yourselves, and have a blast.
Tens of people applied, just 8 have made it through, and over the next 90 minutes their baking will be scrutinized, whatever their experience, by judges Amy, Stephen, and Karen, who collectively have over 125 minutes of baking experience to reveal who is a brilliant baker, and who isn't. Who will make it through and be crowned the winner of the Great Cloud Native Baking Show? Let's turn it over to our incredibly talented Kat Cosgrove and her two mostly competent co-hosts Tim and Matt.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the show. My name is Kat Cosgrove. You may have seen me on the internet, which is where I'm from. I hope we have a good show for you today. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Who knew that Kubernetes experts are not also AV experts? I will now hand it over to Tim to introduce himself.
Hey everybody, my name is Tim Banks. You may also know me from the internet, where I am also from, but I come from dial-up internet. I'm not going to apologize for the technical difficulties because they were Kat's fault, but not mine. But I'm glad you stuck through it, and I will turn it over to Matt to introduce himself.
Matt, your microphone is muted. See?
Check.
Engineers can't AV. I told you. Yeah.
Gotcha.
As
Engineers
if to
cannot
prove
AV.
the point, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming to whatever we're calling this, somewhere between a bake-off and a cook-off and a cookie fight. I think it'll switch throughout the day. Tim and Kat and I are co-hosting, but we have amazing judges who are going to be using their hundreds of minutes of expertise to evaluate everyone else. Let's kick off the introductions with Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy Scavarda-Perrin, and I am here to make sure that everyone keeps everything between the navigational buoys, and I expect to be able to judge this very harshly.
And Karen?
Hey, I'm Karen Chu, longtime adequate baker. I started with Funfatty Cake Mix in 5th grade, making cupcakes for my classmates. And my new favorite baking tool is my Lame? It's a scoring knife for bread.
And the unforgettable Stephen.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Augustus. I'm just a generally hungry boy, and I figured it would be good to check out a baking competition.
All right, I think our judges are now allowed to chill until it is time to judge. So you enjoy the show as well. Feel free to snark about them in back channels while it's going on. Hover menacingly. I think you're all attempting to channel famous judges historically from the Great British Bake Off. So I expect menacing stares, remarks about soggy bottoms, etc. Tim, do you want to kick things off for our cooks?
I think this is the time where I say, bakers, you have 90 minutes starting now.
And they're off. And a reminder to those watching, you get to guess which judge is enacting which judge from Great British Bake Off history by the end. So try to match them up along the way. Judges, if you do have a snarky comment, you want to interview somebody along the way, just kind of raise your hand and we'll add you back to the stream. But yeah, Kat, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, we know from the green room chatter that we have at least one person who, in true Great British Bake Off fashion, has decided to attempt to cook something with about half the time actually required to complete the recipe. So I expect that to be entertaining and potentially disastrous, which is also generally funny. So
Yeah,
I think
I'm
this
very
is
pro
win-win.
disaster.
Yeah, this is win-win here.
Maybe we should take a couple minutes from her now and ask about it. So Paris, would you please hang out with us for a moment on the stream? Paul, do your magic so this works. We're just going to yell at Paul too. So Paris, tell us a little about how you're going to try to make time expand for you.
I just turned the freezer on full blast. So it's very chilly in the freezer right now. So I expect to put my cakes in the freezer immediately. I'm making a 7-layer blue velvet heptagon cake.
My God.
I love the audacity. I love the audacity.
Not normally set on like blast chiller.
She was going for lukewarm previously, but it's hit officially freezing.
It is officially freezing.
Cold. It went from moderately cold to like really, really cold.
That is incredibly ambitious. Yeah, this is not amateur hour, I guess.
I feel like if anything is a microcosm of what we do is doing stuff with way not enough time and just going to see what comes out of it. That's that. Like that's what we do. I think for most of us.
She's really she's declaring a state and she just hopes the software gets to that state eventually. So it might happen in 90 minutes. It might happen in 90 days, but we at least know the desired outcome. That's
if fantastic. It doesn't happen in 90 minutes, it's going to roll over to the next sprint anyways. It'll be just fine.
Exactly.
I mean, are we going to have enough room in the freezer for the other participants?
Well, every participant has their own freezer.
Why are we putting the other participants in the freezer?
Yeah.
I think Steven was just being cold-blooded.
Yeah, we don't really talk about that. We're just...
All right, Tim, who else do you want to ask about their cooking creations today?
You know, I want to know if somebody lost an egg. Who lost an egg already? Paris.
I think that was Paris.
Wow.
Paris already lost an egg.
Man, so that's already really at a handicap. Man.
Well,
I've been in the pre-show. I've been stalking people's kitchens, looking at their hardware. So pretty stoked about some of the things I'm seeing here. But like, I'm loving the backsplash that Cindy has going on in there. That thing is just gorgeous. I've already threatened to steal her kitchen.
Yeah, Cindy wins for nice kitchen setup. But why don't you tell us a little about what you're cooking today, Cindy? If you could unmute and jump in, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making tiramisu.
Oh, that's not a just. That is a goddamn delicacy.
Yeah, tiramisu is difficult. So, have you tested this before? Have you made this recently? Are you sure you'll get it done in the time?
I've never made it before, and I've only had it a couple of times, so I don't even know what it tastes like.
Okay, another bake-off classic.
I feel like one of the judges are going to be biased towards you anyways, because one of these, I'm not going to say who, was already wolfing down a tiramisu with a plastic fork.
I'm not gonna Steven, do you have anything to say about that?
I think however you can get tiramisu is how you should go about it. So I'm looking forward to this.
Let's get some intros for the other bakers. Kathleen, do you want to come talk to us for a second? Tell us what you got going on. How confident are you? What are you making?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. It's like you have a nice mic set up and everything in your kitchen.
It's almost like that. Almost.
Powerful flex.
So I really like baking. I bake a lot. I especially make cookies a lot. If you've seen my talks on explaining containers as cookies, you will obviously know that, I guess.
I actually learned Kubernetes because of Kaslin's cooking.
I thought we were explaining cookies as containers, not the other way around.
Ooh.
Containers of cookies.
Way.
So
very
what are you
flexible
baking?
Metaphor.
Yeah, exactly. But today, since this is a virtual cooking competition, and I know a lot of people are stuck at home for the holidays, I wanted to do something a little special. So instead, I'm going to be doing Christmas ornaments. today.
Aw.
So since you can't taste my cooking anyway, I figured I would make it pretty. I need ornaments for my tree because I've never had a Christmas tree before. It's the first time I'm going to be home enough to have a Christmas tree. So
Wow.
I'm going to make some Christmas ornaments.
That's really sweet.
Oh, that's
That's
like an
very nice.
eggnog half full type moment right there.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
it's definitely-
eggnog.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Really
So
good.
I am,
That's yeah.
I am probably the jolliest fool around there because I would put my Christmas tree up like on Labor Day if I could. But you know how some people are about like pumpkin spice latte. That's how I am about eggnog. Like the first time
Oh,
when I
it's
see
available?
eggnog,
Oh,
and
man.
yeah, when I first see it in HEB, that is I can't not.
I
get
don't
it,
even
and
need
that's-
alcohol in it. Like, I'll just
No.
sit there and drink a liter of
Yeah,
eggnog.
It's
And I'm going to feel terrible afterwards, but it's so worth it every time.
It's
Though
the
when I do
thing.
put alcohol in it, I do prefer Kraken. The
Like,
So I've
like
never-
the sea monster?
The spice
Oh, I
rum.
see. Yeah.
Oh, I've
like
never tried
you
that.
like say release the Kraken as you pour it in and just
Oh, gosh.
go to town.
Obviously.
Oh gosh.
Cool.
I'm just
Uh,
I'm simple. I put bourbon in mine if I'm gonna do it, but I'm definitely I have not had the I feel bad after drinking the eggnog, but I haven't gone like I haven't seen how far like for science to see how much I need to drink to feel bad. So maybe we can do that later. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, bringing the mic around, I want to ask Karen, what are you going to be looking for in people's cooking today as a judge?
I mean, so far it sounds like there's going to be some cake work, so I'm going to look for even layers. And for the ornaments, I'm hoping for some nice piping work.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
And she has
So-
a hat, so I'm guessing she's an authority on this.
So nice
Obviously.
even layers. Would you say you're looking for a tight sponge?
Yeah, nothing with too big of bubbles, I guess, and even frosting as well.
Well, let's take a look at some other cooks. Who do we have next? Minnie, what are you doing? Do you want to come talk to us for a second? Tell us what you've got going on. What are you making? No? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, my friend. You may have been muted in the process.
Yeah. Unmute.
Yeah.
There you go.
So let me get back into the camera. So I'm making a tiered cake representative of a typical Kubernetes node or node agent. So the outside, as you can see, is in 4 layers, but the inside represents basically a mixture of the C theme that Kubernetes is about, the nautical theme, plus it represents the layers that you would typically see, the kubeproxy, the Docker, then the kubelet, and on top of that, the pod, the containers in the pod, and then right on top, the load balancer Ingress. So it's a
Wow.
mixture of both the nautical theme and the Kubernetes theme. This is my first time baking such a cake. I have only baked breads before and the home style, country style pound cakes. But I have always watched my mom do baking, and this is my first time working with fondant, by the way. So just trying to get a hang of it, just like I was about 3 years ago trying to get a hang of Kubernetes.
Wow, that's incredibly
That is
elaborate
fantastic.
and like, wow, you're really reaching for the sky here with that. The fondant,
I get
especially.
it done. The
I love it.
fondant,
So-
I hope the cake stays.
Is this a practice cake here and you're making another one right now? Or
No, this is the actual cake.
Perfect. It
because I
is
had
gorgeous.
To chill it. I had
Yes.
to chill it before.
So if one of the layers fails or falls over, does it get rescheduled on a different cake somewhere, or?
That's the
How do
idea.
we do
So
that?
the idea is, if by chance it gets knocked off, then our scheduling algorithm will put the pod onto another node.
Yeah,
As long as
okay.
there is no taint on that, which says no cake.
Ingenious, truly.
Thank
Truly.
you.
sounds enterprise grade cake, if I would
Enterprise
say.
grade.
It's web scale. It is a web scale cake, obviously, right? That's where we're at.
Oh my God. Absolutely.
Resilient pastry.
Moving
Yeah,
right along, moving right along.
Resilient pastry.
Outstanding.
Highly available.
All right.
Highly
next
desirable.
up, let's hear from Rin. What are you doing for us?
Hey everyone, I hope I'm not on mute. I am making a funfetti pinata cake, and I am going very abstract with this in the theory that if you want to do Kubernetes in a very bad way, you will cram a bunch of stuff inside your containers and pray that it works. So
Oh, that's how I do
the
it.
concept-
Wait, I thought that was how you're supposed to do it.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
So
know, right?
what we'll be representing are the funfetti pieces like an example of a
Oh
JVM
no,
running
there's
in a
confetti
container?
in the cake, and it's a pinata cake. So I've cut out the centers, and we're gonna cram in sprinkles and
Ooh.
M&Ms. And on the top, we're doing cake pops because we're extra. So this is going to get turned into cake pops, dipped in white chocolate, and made into little cubes that are going on
Wow.
top of the cake. And then if I have time, I'll chuck some Oreos on there because I can.
Nice.
I've
who's
gotta
gonna eat this when
say-
you're done? I gotta figure this out because I want to be where that's at.
Possibly my family. Mom, do you want to eat the cake? No.
Family affair, and you win points for an awesome sweater. Thank you, Rin.
I have to say, I love the number of people who are over-engineering the absolute hell out of their desserts. It feels very on brand.
Yeah.
So
Simple
I do.
monoliths are not welcome here.
Yeah, no. I very
get a
much
focus?
appreciate it.
Can we get a focus on Paris grooving?
Yeah, can we zoom in on this? What?
I want to know what she's listening to.
Yeah. Paul, can you pipe that through to the rest of us?
Paris, what are you listening to today?
Playing High Contrast on Spotify.
That's what we're playing. We're playing
Okay.
high contrast, hospital records, UK, drum and bass. Let's go!
All right.
Okay,
Hype
I
it up.
respect it. That's the party I want to attend personally. I think I have an old hospital records compilation vinyl from like 2004 or something. I bought like a million years ago on a trip to London. I miss planes. Let's talk.
Hold together, Kat. Let's keep it together. Let's keep it together.
We're trying to keep it together. We're trying to keep it together. We're here for the baking. Sparkling rosé.
Oh yeah, take a swig while we go to
Keep it
the
together.
amazing and skeletal Sarah Novotny. Wonderful to see you. Thank you for joining us. And what, pray tell, are you baking today?
I am actually baking my favorite holiday treat, and I have invented a story as to how it can relate to Kubernetes, because what I wanted to do was bake this, not your themed thing. So, so here's how I am making this story fit. I am making an Italian tradition called strufoli, and it's really yummy. It's basically the same sort of very enriched eggy dough that you would find in a biscotti. So very hard, very crunchy, made into tiny fiddly bits. Lots and lots of tiny fiddly bits, which is what I have been doing since 9 o'clock this morning in order to make this possible. So we're going to make a pile of tiny fiddly bits. We'll bring them all together. And with all of these tiny little pieces, we make a much larger whole community. Here's my tie-in, or lovely dessert, depending on how you want to do this. But it's the many small pieces coming together to make a bigger and better whole that is my Christmas celebration.
Wow, that is very wholesome.
It is. And I like the fact we get to eat
Yeah.
the community when it's all said and done.
Hey, okay. It was wholesome, and then you got cannibalism involved.
Well, they're cookies, not can. No, I'm not a.
Not cans.
Fight,
You
right?
just said we were going to eat the community.
But they're cookies. If the community was cookies, wouldn't you eat them?
It really is.
well-
You brings up a really good point, Kat.
But if the community is cookies, then we too are cookies.
It
And
is not the first community to look to cannibalism to either ritualize itself and or sustain itself. So,
true, fair.
we're in good company.
I'm just saying, everybody heard it. Tim's
this
not
is the second time we've
necessarily
brought up
opposed to
cannibalism
cannibalism.
Look, if I am pro cookie eating, whether I'm a cookie or not a cookie, I'm pro cookie eating.
Alternate theory, it looks a little like she's building out some microservices. So we'll be looking closely at your control plane on this one to see if it's
Okay.
set up correctly.
That will be important. I will go figure out a control plane.
What is the baking equivalent of a service mesh? Does anybody actually know what a service mesh is?
I think it's somewhere between a brownie and a fudge sundae and a tire fire.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's an argument waiting to happen.
See, I'm feeling like a trifle. That's what I feel like. I feel like a trifle.
A trifle,
You've
so
got-
like a
messy.
Yeah, you got your guys.
Alaska.
baked
Oh,
Alaska.
a baked Alaska.
Baked Alaska.
Yes, Steven. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, a trifle, I'm going to be honest with you, always just strikes me as like a really particularly ugly, messy parfait.
So how is that not like a service mesh?
That seems like a service mesh, yeah. Because like that's where we're at.
Yeah,
Let's hear from Josh. We haven't heard from Josh yet. Josh, what are you creating for us today?
And you are on mute at the moment.
Can I unmute him? Maybe. I don't think
You
I
can only request it.
Yeah. You're muted in Zoom, Josh, so you should just be able to do it there. It's not on your mic if you're using an external one. Technology is difficult for all of
While
us.
he works through that, why don't we move right along?
Yeah. I think he's Ilana. Who's left that needs to
E.
be-
Hashman.
Okay, there we
I was
go.
told to
There
call.
we go.
Oh, there's Josh.
Josh poked in.
Josh, we
Okay.
can hear you. So tell us what you're making today.
So rather than cake, I'm going with the cookie end of Cake Night's cookie fights.
Okay.
So as a lot of people know, for a while I've been, let's see, is this showing up? Yeah, on screen. Doing some Kubernetes ceramics that get given out at various events. And so naturally, being the holiday season and that sort of thing, first thing I thought of was pressed mold cookies. So I made a new cookie press on the 3D printer.
Get out of here.
Trying
That's
this
amazing.
out.
Overachiever.
Press cookies, which are sort of well, here's the other thing. I have professional experience as a baker. And as a result, I looked at the timeline for this and I'm like, okay, this is what I can get done in this amount of time. So as judges, y'all are going to have to decide whether being overly ambitious and running out of time is better or worse than being, having narrow focus but getting everything done. So
I'm feeling steered.
Yep.
Sounds like a Kubernetes project.
It sounds like the broken interview process kind of type question.
And if we're doing, and by the way, if we're doing the Kubernetes metaphors here, then my metaphor is a replica set, because I'm going to try to make these cookies as perfectly identical as possible.
Well, typically on Bake Off, similarity between items when they're asked to cook like a whole batch of things is one of the things judges take points on. So
absolutely,
that's absolutely worth considering. It's worth giving some weight, judges, to the fact that they are identical. Just saying.
And what kind of dough are you using, Josh?
So this is a brown sugar garam masala shortbread dough.
Oh,
there we go. Shortbread.
That sounds fantastic.
And can I give you my address?
Sure. I'm about to have a lot of cookies left over. So
How would you say that pairs with bourbon?
Oh, really good. You got the brown sugar flavor and the warm spices from the garam masala together with bourbon. That would be excellent. Maybe I should bring up some rye when they come out of the oven.
Off to Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just make him win now?
No, I think you just need
I
to
don't know
keep
if any
baking.
of these, if any of these cakes come out, they should win on sheer ambitiousness.
Judges, where are you at on the potential for being bribed? Are any of you particularly bribable?
Oh, let's cut to Caslin real quick and check out this first ornament. It's coming together. My
That's
goodness.
fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Caslin.
That is
really nice.
perfect logo. Well done.
Wow.
Did you also 3D print this?
Can we get Tim Hawken in here for a call on
Caslin, you're muted on Zoom.
I actually ordered it on Etsy.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it specifically a Kubernetes logo
Yeah, I was
cookie
gonna
cutter,
ask.
or was it like just a pirate like ship's wheel?
Just a ship's wheel. It looks like a snowflake, but it's actually a ship's wheel.
Wow, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Good job.
And I also,
did you order it with this in mind specifically, or did you have this?
yeah, specifically with this in mind. But I also printed out Fippy and his friends, and I'm going to cut these out in a minute and attempt to make some ornaments in their shapes as well.
Oh, that might win over Karen a little.
That is absolutely adorable.
Just a little pitch.
That's
If you
right
like
there.
Fippy and his friends, you can buy that sticker set in the CNCF store.
Yeah, they're pretty damn cute.
Those are incredibly adorable.
And Karen, didn't you work on a book on that as well?
Maybe.
Or two? Maybe?
Are you gonna use icing for you gonna pipe on their faces and all that?
So since these are Christmas ornaments, they're not going to be eaten. There's nothing edible about them. So I actually got some acrylic paint. I'm actually going to paint them. And I also have food coloring I'm going to make a different dough here. I'm making 2 different types of Christmas ornaments. And the other dough, I'm going to use food coloring to color.
So the ones with food coloring, those are theoretically edible. They just won't actually taste very good. We're going for structural integrity here over tastiness. Okay.
I don't know, Caslin. I'm pretty hungry.
How would they pair with bourbon?
How would they pair with bourbon? The new question.
Yeah. So this one is a cinnamon dough. So these smell amazing. But
I mean, cinnamon and bourbon go well together.
They go really well together.
So
Stephen, where would this go in your snack stack? I've heard that you have like a log, a to-do
I have a
list.
snack log. I have a snack log. So we've got some cookies in the freezer. We just wrapped up that sampler cake. I think that yeah. I mean, I'm all about edibility. Is that a word?
It is now.
We'll allow it. You're a judge.
It is now. You
The
coined
dictionary is yours.
Yeah.
But also
So I've been
things, and you're coming out with some pretty things, Caslin.
So I've been busy baking, but I didn't intro. So do you want me to
come on in.
intro?
Oh yeah, come on.
Yes, please.
I
You forgot it.
appreciate you jumping in there.
So
well,
what are you
my mom's
thinking?
watching, so
Yes, please introduce yourself. Hi, Mom. Yes.
I'm Alana, or E. Hashman, and I am attempting to make some Kubernetes slice and bake cookies. So I've got some cookie dough that I've been making. So I've got like a blue half and a white half, which is maybe less white than I was hoping for. But I think I used the whole bottle of gel food dye, so we'll see how this turns out. Also, definitely in the camp of this is very ambitious for 90 minutes, so I turned up my freezer. So we'll see how this goes.
Incredible. Slice and bake. That's hard. So are you trying to make the Kubernetes logo in the middle of the loaf or what?
That's right. I don't have a cookie cutter that I got on Etsy, but I do have these cookie cutters, which an anonymous sponsor 3D printed for me.
Anonymous sponsor.
Yes. So they did not want to be acknowledged, but they did request that I use advertising space to say trans rights on stream. So.
Aww.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that is a message we accept without any sponsorship.
Yeah, we don't need sponsorship for that. We can just say that.
Definitely not. But I promised them. So
that's very sweet.
I am, let's see, we've been going for 23 minutes now, which I think means I'm behind. So I'm going to try to get this into the fridge now.
Yeah, you hop on that. We actually didn't set a timer, so we're debating in the back channel.
I did. I did that.
Someone did.
Yeah,
I did.
So what's the time at, my friends?
Right now we're at 1 minute 5 seconds and 1 hour 5 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yep.
Ah, damn. Okay, so we're well into this. Amy, Judge Amy, I hear you have some strong opinions about turning up freezers and the relevancy to timing.
That's just more snark about the generally you can't change physics. However, good luck trying. We've tried before. We'll try it again.
Well, okay, so you're the authority on physics for us. I know you're also quite knowledgeable on law. Any kind of thoughts coming to mind related to the legality of an inedible object in a baking competition? Will you allow it?
Taste was not actually a requirement here, therefore I will allow it. We're really looking more for accessibility for the theme, and from my end, I'll be looking on presentation. I wanted to match both the technical abilities of all of these fine, wonderful chefs here, as well as their representation of the organic nature of open source. So good luck.
Amy,
Thanks.
how are you feeling about the
Instinctually
pod?
snarked when you said
I think I just killed Josh. I'm sorry.
Those
You
were
may also
words.
choke
I heard
me.
them. All of those
were
things she
words.
says were words. Yeah, all those were words.
I mean, you
Yeah.
asked a question and I gave you an answer, and like now I can answer with it depends.
it was
Well,
beautiful. Thank you.
since this is all virtual, the judges can't actually taste anything anyway. So realistically, Caslin could have just lied.
I'm surprised she didn't. I would have been said, yeah, you can
I would've
absolutely eat
lied.
these.
I would have lied.
I would have absolutely lied. Yeah.
Would have definitely would have lied. So, Stephen, what'll you be looking for other than tiramisu?
So I wanted to ask a quick question of Amy. Where are we at with the bribeability aspect of this thing? Because
I'm saying like the rules don't specifically exclude the possibility of judges being bribed. So, well, like we don't have like a terms of service for this or anything, at least not that I was informed of. So
The challenge about this is going to be like, how will I actually have time to be able to pull it off? There's like technically you could, but like, really, should you? Come on, just fake, do the do.
I mean, what's
Again,
this?
part of my goal here
Again,
is like between navigational buoys here, like we said.
I mean, I would have simply done it last night and then had it in the oven like they do on the cooking shows, right? Like, and here's what we did last night, and then, but like have be the thing.
There's a lot of plausible deniability in this setup. So
a lot of it, yeah.
Combination of trust and fronting.
Well, it's just me. If anyone's ever done a live demo at a talk before, and you realize it's better to record your demo, right?
God, yes.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with this.
Got to have a backup. So like what I'm looking for specifically is like, I want you to make me feel like I should be there at the end result. I'm feeling pretty excited about the strafoli and the tiramisu in general. So yeah, I want to see it. I want to drool a little bit. I want to be there.
I feel like so Kazla needs to put the Christmas spirit into your heart with her ornaments then to make up for the droolability factor. All right, I'll allow it.
At some point,
I would, my heart.
At some point, I definitely want to see like a closer shot of Minnie's cake here, because I'm watching her work that fondant and it looks like she's doing some really awesome work there. Just want to be able to see it closer.
We can.
Well, not right now. Yeah, not right now. Do your work, but
leave us in suspense. You're doing your thing. Also, props to using fondant. I only ever see that on the shows.
Yeah. Have you ever tasted fondant?
I haven't.
It does not taste good.
No, yeah, it's not. It is. It's for decoration. It's not to be eaten. It's
pretty much.
It's like art.
It's dough
Apparently,
made out of sugar. So it doesn't really have a lot of flavor other than sweet. I had 2 wedding cakes. One of them was black and one of them was shaped like a TARDIS. So they both involve quite a lot of fondant. And I am not ashamed to say that I peeled the fondant off of the slices of my own wedding cake before eating it. Because I just
a frisbee onto the dance floor.
Yeah, I just don't like fondant.
Along the same lines,
buttercream that holds the fondant on is quite tasty, though.
It is quite tasty. I love buttercream.
But I will say that everyone knows that cream cheese frosting is the best frosting.
It is.
Ooh, we're gonna agree to disagree, my friend.
No, that is a factual statement.
It's a fact. Yeah,
buttercream or death.
Well, then you may.
You gonna die.
It's cream cheese.
It's looks. Glad we're not in the same location right now.
I mean,
folks.
if it does come to a fight, I like my chances.
I like being far from you. Yeah. Hey, Karen, what are you looking for in a top 3? Let's say out of the chefs here. What excites you?
I want clean execution. I'm curious to see. Yeah, I want to see the up close details on the fondant. And I mean, I'm excited for Josh's cookies. I want to see the same cookie over and over. So
100% identical.
Yeah.
One crumb off and you can just throw them all out.
That's the standard he set. That's the standard he set with the 3D printed cookie cutters. So if they don't turn out perfect, that's his own fault.
His Twitter handle is Fuzzy Chef, and like the fuzzy is phenotypically visible, but the chef's got to show up today.
Just to interrupt, bakers, you have 1 hour remaining.
1 hour, incredible.
1 hour. Don't stress out, but
you only have an hour left.
but it's an hour,
Less
so
than-
you should probably
less- you have
hurry.
actually-
mean,
Can
I
we
was thinking
pan to
like-
Paris not stressing out because her vibe just
Dance.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the stress
I
dance right there.
didn't know how much I want to hang out with Paris.
This
in person.
needs to be. Can we? Is this being recorded? Because this needs to
It
be a
is.
GIF later on. This is.
Is she
this, we need to-
shuffling
want
in the
Paris
kitchen?
I didn't
think
even know
she's
her
doing-
kitchen was big enough to shuffle.
I think she's doing like an actual like Melbourne shuffle in her kitchen to drum and bass while she bakes, which is like very powerful. And honestly, that's the energy we all need to be taking into 2021.
Inspirational.
It's the ear to the shoulder thing that has me going. Like, you know, she's got that thing just nestled in there.
Just the like
I'm
the
just-
DJ cup, like
Yeah.
honestly.
No, I think she can hear us.
No, she's in her own world. It's amazing. Well, we got to talk about some. Yeah, go Paris, go. All right,
Powerful.
well,
Let's see what Sarah's got going on.
you do that.
Looks
I'm
like
gonna
she's
around Twitter to see if anyone's got questions.
Sarah's
Yeah,
like
I haven't
showing
even
us some
Twitter.
cookies, looking good, looking clean, nice.
All
Little
the pieces that will get dredged in honey to make the bigger hole.
ooh, delicious. They're so little. That looks very tedious. Good job.
Fiddly bits, definitely.
Very fiddly. I'm not patient enough for that myself. You know. Kathleen is continuing to grind out some bits. Kathleen, what does that dough taste like? If you just like ate some of that right now, what does it taste like? Is it good raw dough?
No, not at all. So this is actually just straight cinnamon and applesauce. That is all this is.
Literally?
Literally
Just
just
cinnamon and applesauce. That is an incredible amount of cinnamon to
Exactly.
How many
It will smell
bottles of
awesome.
cinnamon did you go through? Like how many grams of cinnamon are we talking about here?
So it's supposed to be 2 of the normal size cinnamon bottles. So I used most of a large thing of cinnamon.
Holy crap. How does your nose feel right now?
Very cinnamony. It's pretty nice. I like it.
Paul is
Yeah.
wondering if you would taste it and describe it for those watching.
It's going to taste like cinnamon.
This is the cinnamon challenge, but easier.
Don't do it, Kathleen.
Oh,
She's doing it. She's doing it. She's doing it.
It's fine.
I'd like.
In very small quantities.
Okay.
She did have just like a little piece off the end of the steering wheel.
Yep.
Okay.
Amazing. Well done. Props to you. Anyone else
Mad
have
props.
tasteable objects right now that they can talk
It
us through?
doesn't need to be good. It just needs to be
Yeah,
safe to
Rin.
eat, like to be clear.
Yeah, we don't
So-
want you to get food poisoning in this process.
Rin, let's
Oh,
talk to
what's
you.
Sarah
What
got?
do you have going on right now?
Sorry. Where's Ren at?
I have tasteable objects, but they're in the freezer. I have cake pops.
Oh, the cake pops. So you're
Sarah's
making
got
them in
something, looks like.
cubes.
Yeah, they're cubes.
Sarah's got it
tasteable.
tasteable.
The only other thing I
so
have
this-
is frosting. Sarah,
Love it.
go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of these little nuggets. They look approximately the size of oyster crackers. And if I had actually liked being fiddly even longer, I would have not made them oyster cracker shape. I would have made them actually round as balls, but I was not going for that fiddly this morning. And they will taste a lot like a very boring, what do you call it? Crap, the Italian biscuits, biscotti. There we go.
Oh,
Biscotti.
biscotti.
Oh.
So they will taste
So
a
how-
lot like a biscotti without any real flavoring in them. So there's a little bit of orange, there's a little bit of lemon, and a little bit of sugar, but it's mostly egg and flour and butter.
So
None of
how would that
kinda
pair with
like a-
bourbon, do you think?
It would go delightfully with bourbon, especially once you've dredged it in honey. Right now, it would sort of be a nice palate cleanse between different flavors of bourbon. But once you add the honey, you'll have the super sweet with the super fiery if you really want to pair it that way.
All right.
Okay. I like
Impressive.
this.
Okay,
Sarah's thought about this.
that actually sounds fine for me, like by itself. I am actually not a huge fan of sugar. It makes me feel sick, which is why I typically prefer like French or Japanese pastries to American pastries. They're much more rich but much less sweet.
Yeah,
So-
the little umami flavor. I found a peanut butter miso cookie recipe right before this and baked those this morning.
I saw that.
That sounds very good. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, sounds like your jam.
It absolutely sounds like my jam.
Nice. Yeah, this is
It really
inspiring
does.
new qualities in all of us. Actually, Kat or Tim, are either of you bakers?
So I'm not.
Tim,
ahead,
go
Kat.
for it. Oh
Okay,
no.
So I am not a baker per se. I was a professional chef for years. I went from line cook to executive chef. So I have done my fair share of baking, but it's chemistry, and my ADHD just won't allow me to do that for any length of time. But I am an excellent cook. Whereas I was describing it earlier to some friends of mine, where I feel like baking is science and art, and science and art, and cooking is more of a craft.
It's a feeling. Right? Cooking is a feeling for me, like most of the stuff I cook on a regular basis, I don't have a recipe for.
No.
Like I don't know how I do it. Just watch me do it, I guess.
Yep. I have methods, not recipes.
Yeah.
You two need a novice around. So Paul, the man behind the curtain of this show, has been teaching me how to cook, like week over week for most of COVID. And I got to tell you, like, there's definitely some structure behind it that you
there are
need to
techniques
learn.
that you learn.
Yeah.
There are techniques that you have to learn, but the exact quantities of herbs and spices that go into
you just kind of feel your way through that once you're good at it. But when you're not good at it, holy horseshit, there's a lot of learning.
I'll give you a great example, right? Like, I can teach you how to properly caramelize onions, right? But I can't tell you the exact amount of butter you're supposed to use. Right?
Yeah,
Enough.
that's a good example. And a lot of it comes from just knowing what things taste like based off of the way they smell. And accepting and understanding that it probably needs more salt. If you can't figure out why something doesn't taste right, the answer is there's not enough salt in it, or not enough butter in it.
That is the biggest thing when it comes to cooking meat. People don't realize that, like, the Salt Bay was on the thing like that. Like, when Salt Bay put salt on, that was not enough salt. It's not enough salt.
It was not enough salt, and the type of salt you use matters a lot too. Like, you can't be using the iodized table salt.
Gosh.
I don't have any iodized salt in my house.
No, I don't own it.
Use it to be able to melt ice.
Yeah,
I will use it on the porch. That's the only time I use it.
Sure. Yeah.
Good use for it.
You want coarse kosher salt. You want some kind of fancy finishing salt. I guess I use Malden salt for that because it's got those big, huge crystals, but they have very different flavors.
Yeah.
It does matter. And
the same goes
difficult to learn.
The same goes with pepper, right? So if you buy pre-ground pepper,
you are absolutely hamstringing yourself. Throw it away.
Again, there are uses for that. Put it on a brisket and then go murder the brisket.
No.
We'll fight you.
I'm in Austin. I'm in Austin, Texas, and something like that would get you run out of the state.
I don't think Tim would like my house. We can see all the things that I would do that Tim would not. It would be fun.
Question for other bakers: anyone else enjoy cooking, or do you see them as two different sides? Rin, tell us a little. What do you like to cook?
I like to cook a lot of things, honestly. I'm a big fan of, again, methods, not recipes. I do really decent curries, lasagnas, and all those other fun things. I enjoy brisket. I just smoked a brisket last weekend. It was fun.
Nice. Impressive. Others?
Yeah, I mostly do entree cooking. Actually, my sweetie does most of the baking at home.
That's wonderful. What's your favorite entree?
I don't know that I have a favorite.
What is the most recent one you cooked?
Let's see. What do we do the other night? We did this. I like doing a lot of new things. So from this recipe book, we found this thing that was a root vegetable frittata with shredded root vegetables in it.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
And it was really, and it was spiced with Indian spices, and it was really good. I just like experimenting with a lot of different ethnic cuisine.
So it's funny. So when I first got my first sous chef gig, the restaurateur that I worked for bought me a copy of the food lover's companion. And
Yeah.
I've kept that thing with
Oh,
me.
I have a copy of that. That's awesome.
If you don't have it, you need it. You absolutely need it. It's not a cookbook. It's more like an encyclopedia, right? But it is so good. You can just start looking at stuff and it'll tell you how, it won't tell you how it's made per se, but it'll give you an idea of what it is, what it tastes like, and how it interrelates to other things at the same time. So I love that book. The thing I wanted to ask is something that came up on the Twitterverse the other day, and who here cooks with cast iron?
I mean, I am super new, and of course you do.
Well,
I cook with enameled cast iron, so like Le Creuset, but I don't love like the non-enameled stuff because seasoning is just a pain in the butt.
It will reward you.
Wait, so
It will reward you once you actually.
I
go
hope
through
that
the,
my heavy sigh came through on the stream.
Yeah, I was like, whose side was that? Yeah.
I'm not. Look, I'm not mad.
I'm just
You sound
disappointed.
disappointed. I didn't know you were my
Disappointed.
Jewish grandmother. What?
No,
I am.
Let me give you this one. I'm father of 5.
Yeah, that's the look. That's the look.
Get into
That's
that
the
mic,
other.
Tim. Get into the
That's
mic,
the other
Tim.
GIF. That's the other GIF.
I'm just.
Sarah, what are
I'm
your
just
thoughts on
disappointed.
this? You sound like you have opinions on
Cast
cast irons.
iron. I do. And I'm in the, I don't use it often enough to merit the work of keeping a good seasoning on it. So I keep exactly 2 pieces of cast iron, and they are for corn popovers because I am willing to season them before I make corn popovers every summer.
Okay, can I let you in on a secret with
Okay,
respect to
please.
cast iron? Seasoning cast iron is actually like pretty low effort, and it's not something you have to like redo on a regular basis. And cast iron is the idea of cast iron being difficult to maintain is a big ol' myth.
Yeah, except I keep rusting mine.
Okay, well,
So-
here's how you don't rust your cast iron. Wash it and then dry it really well by putting
Yep.
it like on the stove over
stove.
like medium heat, and then putting a thin layer of flaxseed oil on it, and then just leave
Mhm.
it alone. I can go months without cooking in mine without it rusting, but you get a good season on it exactly once, and as long as you make sure that you dry the thing off, it's fine. Also, you can use soap on your cast iron.
You can use soap. Yep.
You absolutely
other
can.
thing-
Can you put it in
The
the
other thing you can do-
dishwasher?
I haven't tried, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, as long as you dry it off and oil it afterwards. That
Well,
myth comes from when we still left lye in our soap, which doesn't happen anymore.
Right. I think the main issue is, well, the difference between
Dawn and
washing
like
liquid soap and like
Yeah.
dishwasher soap. I think the soap you use in the dishwasher plus the heat is a little more caustic. So
Yeah.
maybe you can, but I wouldn't.
you know what? I'm willing to try it. Like because I don't think it's a huge deal to reseason cast iron. I will try it. I will put my Lodge cast iron in the dishwasher, and we will find out.
Let's get it like 10 cycles and see what it looks like.
Okay.
This is not going to end well. Nothing about this is going to end well.
I mean, absolute worst case scenario, I sand the thing out and I have to reseason it. So
And
I mean, after
how
all-
do you
after-
reseason?
How do you
Well, that's
reseason
strong
it?
reactions on
different issue.
Discord.
Well,
That'd be for
you
a
know,
different show.
Discord is like super welcome to argue with me about actual chemistry, but they're gonna lose that fight.
Just
Well,
how many
just-
animals
just-
do you have to
just remember
sacrifice
that-
over it before it's seasoned? That's the thing I need a quantity of like.
We just have to remember though that the cast iron is the tool of the bourgeoisie.
It is, even though a Lodge cast iron costs you like 20 or 30 bucks
Nothing.
new, or you can get it from like somebody's yard sale for $5.
I have purchased the cast iron that I have purchased. I have spent no more than $15 total for it, including and including my cast iron placa. Which, if you don't have a placa, I don't want
Pray tell, what's a
Yeah.
a placa? Sorry,
a placa.
What-
Right,
placa.
you have a placa and a plancha, right? So when you're making tortillas, right, you ever know how they cook them? They stay flat.
Yeah.
The placa is the flat cast iron thing, and the plancha is the stone you put on top of it.
Hell yes, I am down for this. These are devices I didn't know I needed, and if I've learned anything about cooking, it's buy more devices.
Yeah. So
Especially
if
the single-use ones.
They're the
So-
best.
Those are good. Hmm.
Yeah.
If I go into your kitchen and I see a placa and I see a molcajete, we're gonna be. I know you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to see that. If you see like a menorah and like some potato latkes. Are we going to be friends?
We might, but if I don't see hot sauce, then I'm going to have some.
Okay, there's a ton of hot sauce in this house. We're good.
All right. Wait. What hot sauce?
So I've been on the hedonist craze this summer. I really enjoy watching that really goofy show of hot. Totally blanking on it, where people eat hot ones.
Yeah, hot ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been watching hot ones, and for my birthday, I got a subscription to that. So I get like 3 to 4 each month, and I've just been going through a ton of different ones. There's a lot of good hot sauce makers in the Twin Cities and Minnesota area, trying to support local. And then go to, I don't have one that really sticks out. I've just kind of slowly been edging up. What's a favorite, Tim?
So I mean, my standard use hot sauce is Valentina's Black Label. Right. That goes on my eggs. That goes on my grits. That goes on if there's something I'm going to put hot sauce on. For the most part, it's going to be Valentina's, unless it's chicken, right? And then chicken is Frank's.
Frank's Red Hot, man.
I love Frank's Red Hot. I'm also a big fan of Crystal, but I can't get it up here in Seattle.
We got a quick timeout. Paris, everything going okay your way?
No.
What's happening?
I got a new device because the other device conked out this morning.
Oh no.
And it has a 2-hour battery charge on it.
2 hours?
Yes, and it's officially been charging for 1 hour and 50 minutes. And I'm like, come on.
It's a very exact science.
What device is this?
It's like the iPad that will not turn on until it's like this many percent,
Yeah.
Wait,
why can't we have just no, it's a freaking USB thing and it won't come on. Yeah,
this is amazing.
It won't. Yeah,
shocking.
What the?
All right.
Anyway, back on mute.
We
we're
need the
sorry for
chaos.
your loss. Yeah.
Can we get a list
We need
of
the chaos,
resources
though.
for the folks later? I heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, we can get a list together. We're absolutely going to do a blog post. We're asking everyone for their recipes. We're going to put those together, and whatever banter was actually useful to you, please tweet at us so that we know to add that in too.
Totally.
The important takeaway from this is that cream cheese frosting is the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Twitter agrees, but I still
iron.
disagree.
I mean, it's okay. You can be wrong.
Yeah, I have the right to be wrong. Thank you for that.
Sure. Josh, how's your cookie situation going?
Yeah,
we're expecting perfection from you, so.
Yeah, I'm glad I left lots of time for molding the cookies because it's taking lots of time.
Okay. Well, it seems tedious, but I have high hopes, but also high standards, and I know Steven has high standards as a judge.
Yeah, mostly this dough
man likes to eat.
Yeah,
This
this dough
spoken
is
like
a
a-
lot
spoke-
stickier than I was expecting it to be.
Don't want those
Steven
soggy
has high
bottoms.
standards
You better
like
get that liquid out.
Yeah, Josh, I'm
Soggy-
having a similar problem. I did not do the movie magic thing of making the dough in advance.
I
did not
didn't-
have enough spoons.
I
And-
actually didn't either. I tried it last night, and the recipe I tried last night did not work at all.
Oh,
So I'm
no.
actually doing a new recipe today.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just
Bold move,
checked
Cotton.
mine, and my dough was so sticky. So I'm kind of like, I'm gonna have to pull it in 2 minutes, or I'm not gonna even have these things in the oven before we're out of time. But I mean, it's stuck in the cookie mold. I couldn't even get it out. So it's got to be way more solid. So
This is
I don't know.
a classic
This is-
bake-off conundrum.
This is a very classic bake-off conundrum. I had a feeling that this would happen, but yeah, I'm sitting here freaking out, being like, my dough is not at all cold enough to cut out yet. So
Yeah, well, I am really glad that I tested last night because if I had gone with the previous dough, it would have, I would have already been resigning. I would have already been conceding at this point.
Well, there's no conceding. You've got to.
Yeah.
If it's a disaster,
not
you've
have
got to
been
present
here.
with a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, basically at this point, I figure, these only take 10 minutes to bake. So I figure, maybe I've got 40 minutes left. And if I
Yeah,
can get
we
them
have-
in the oven in the last minute, who's going to notice?
You have almost
Who's gonna
exactly
notice?
40 minutes left. I was going to tell, well, I don't know if the folks at home know this or not, but all the contestants, we've taken one of their family members, so they cannot actually concede if they want
It's
to
true.
again.
It's true, and in some cases, pets as well.
Yeah, if
You know,
pets
this
are more
is
loved
really
than
dark
family.
commentary on the stream. Like, I was hoping for a very lighthearted Saturday. Like, this is going to be fun.
Oh no, this is
Come
extremely
on.
serious. This is
And honestly,
incredibly, deadly serious.
If you had taken my pet, you would at this point be begging for me to take him back. So,
I have met Wayne. I can confirm this.
It's a pet named Wayne, so I'm gonna.
Yeah. Ooh. At least, hey, it could be worse. It could be like Todd, right?
Human name.
I imagine that Amy is an expert on this, given her cat named Lucifer.
He's a very good boy.
I thought that was Ian's cat.
Lucifer is surprisingly a lot better behaved than Wayne is.
Yes. Wayne has lots of feelings.
I do love pets with people names, especially dogs with people names. A friend had a particularly terrible dog named Tom Hanks. And you would expect the dog to be like perfect and very sweet because he's named Tom Hanks, but he was actually like horrible and gross and he smelled bad like at all times. Just the worst dog, very sweet, but like super gross 100% of the time. And the name definitely made that more endearing. I think the sweet name made up for it.
Yeah. Didn't add up, added some quality to it.
Yeah, they got this gross dog and thought, how are we going to make this dog likable? I got it. We name him Tom Hanks.
When in our case, our cat Wayne was abandoned, but he had a collar that had a name on it that said Wayne. He was abandoned by people in this neighborhood who moved away, and he had a collar with a name on it that said Wayne, and he recognizes the name, so that's why we kept it, even though it's goofy. And we discussed whether it was like Wayne Newton or somebody else or whatever, but eventually we figured out, watching his behavior, it was Wayne of Wayne and Garth.
Oh, when does he turn into Batman?
Oh wow!
I was about to say Wayne, Bruce.
All the time. He's 100% black kitty, and he's got giant ears, so he's always got the Batman look going on.
Oh, is he an Oriental short hair? Because they have those like super sleek faces and the huge bat ears, and they all look like the guy who plays Darth what's his face in the new.
Oh, somebody just posted a picture of Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, yeah. Those cats all look like Adam Driver.
No, it's he's just.
I mean, these are the facts. We don't make the rules. We just report.
Steven is furiously Googling for Oriental short hair that looks like Adam Driver.
Somebody literally posted a picture of that cat on Twitter earlier this week, and then somebody replied to that with a picture of Adam Driver, and I was like, "Well, it's like they said the cat looks very British, and it also looked like Adam Driver." I was like, "These are both facts."
They do. They have a really weird meow too. Like it's just overall a really bizarre cat. Like
there's no weird looking cat with a normal meow, right? It just doesn't.
No. Like Espresso is super cute, and her meow is super cute.
Oh,
same goes for Spooky.
Want to shout out to Ashley McNamara, who has like the best pet names. She's got Bilbo Wagons. She's got Diggy Smalls.
That's good.
And then Cat Benatar, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Cat Benatar is my favorite. That's astounding.
That's the win. That's the win.
Incredible.
Right
her crowdsourcing those are one of the best threads on Twitter, by the way.
But I will say though, so my roommate, my partner's roommate, just got a dog, and when he adopted the dog, his name was Colin, and that just wasn't going to go, so we have named him Poochie Collins.
Oh my God!
I see Sarah.
Ask for a time check here.
We have 36 minutes on the dot.
36 minutes are here, but it looks like Sarah has something else going on that looks rather
an early view.
Oh, that's beautiful. Nice. That looks delicious.
I'm turning these into the give to my neighbors edition size as opposed to the giant size so that they cool faster.
Sure.
Brilliant.
And that's fair because, nobody's going anywhere. You're not going to be able to have friends over.
Dog names. No. And good God, I do not need to eat this for breakfast every day for a week and a half.
You do not.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I'll do it for 2 days.
I think you can do it.
Let's get those addresses. Let's get those addresses.
Yeah. So who here has ever been to a Buc-ee's? Right. So for those of you unfamiliar, Buc-ee's is this gas station and convenience store chain in Texas. Now I say convenience store, except the store is about as big as a Walmart, and you can buy everything in there from a fountain soda to deer corn, right? Yeti coolers, big, like, sunglasses, stuff, like everything, literally buy anything there, right?
It's like a travel plaza meets a Tractor Supply.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? And they have two things that I really love there. They have a jerky bar, which is fantastic. And then they have beaver nuggets. And if you've never had the Buc-ee's beaver nuggets, you need to get them. You need to find somebody in Texas that likes you enough to go to Buc-ee's and get you some beaver nuggets, because these things are imagine if Corn Pops and Cheetos had a baby, right? So that they're Cheeto-sized Corn Pops.
Well, so Tim, presumably you like me, and I don't
Cosgrove,
have a Buc-ee's
Kat Cosgrove,
here.
I'm going to look. Kat Cosgrove, I love you enough that I will go to Buc-ee's specifically to get you beaver nuggets. And if do you eat meat, Kat Cosgrove?
I love meat. I have a tattoo of a butcher's diagram of a pig on my arm.
I will get you also the Buc-ee's Bohemian garlic jerky.
Ooh, that sounds divine. Thank you.
It is divine.
But here's what hot on this thread.
I'm going to get you
vibe. Yeah,
I'm going to get you. I'm going to
fitsy.
get you 2 bags. I'm going to get you 2 bags of the beaver nuggets, and here's why. One you should just enjoy as is. The other one you should pour into a bowl and put whole milk over it and eat it like cereal, and it's amazing.
Okay, I'll do that.
Tim, how does this pair with bourbon?
Yeah.
It pairs amazingly with bourbon, and here's why: because you put you think I'm bullshit. You put bourbon in the milk when you put in the cereal, and then you have the beaver nuggets, and it is fantastic.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm a believer.
I'm gonna find a way to turn this into a cocktail.
From
Like-
reviewing
Yeah.
everyone's streams here, though, like
The
Lana
Bucky
seems
Nugget
like it's doing
cocktail.
great. Bryn's doing great. Castle's got lots of things going on.
Castle's got a lot going on.
Yeah, let's
Did you just say I'm doing great? Because I am not doing great.
No,
I cannot get
like,
any
you
of these
feel like everybody's
cookies
doing things,
out
like
of the
Cindy's doing
mold.
things.
Yeah,
like we're in disaster mode over here.
Do we want to pop
tell us
out
about your
Alana
disaster.
and
Time
see
out.
the disaster?
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah. Zoom in.
So
Zoom in.
I have
Let's get an
been-
RCA going. Should we start a room?
Enhance, Paul. Enhance.
Let's get a bridge.
have-
Let's get a bridge
I've
going.
been unable to get any of these cookies, even after like about as much freezing as I was going to manage, out of these cookie cutters. So I am now going to go for a freeform wheel because I don't really have another choice at this point.
Do you have any
So-
compressed air, like a can of like
No.
keyboard cleaner?
No.
What?
That won't help.
Okay, I didn't know
no,
we had
it-
MacGyver as a host. Yeah.
Well, now I want to
Yeah.
know what's going on. Like the cat, where
Do
are you
you-
going with this?
Do
So
you have
if-
any of that Miracle Soccer cold spray?
Yeah.
No. None of this will help. The
Do you have
plan
a
is
nail
I'm going
file?
to freeform one of these guys. So I'm putting the blue in the center, and I'm not bothering with like the extra ring on the outside. I'm just going to see if I can get 7 of like these guys in the white.
Cut it with
We'll see how it
dental
happens.
floss.
We
Make sure
believe in
cut it
you.
with
Yeah.
dental floss.
None of this advice sounds good, so I'm just going to ignore it. Back to you.
You clearly run Linux on a desktop.
The dental
Yeah.
floss is real advice. The dental floss is real.
I mean, keyboard cleaner is also real advice because it will
Yeah.
spray like very, very cold,
Yeah.
and you can use it to
Yeah.
chill
That
things
is-
very rapidly
No
if you have
mint
to.
dental floss, though. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, you gotta-
No,
it's
no,
gotta be
not yeah,
unflavored.
no, yeah. You don't use minted floss for.
Yeah,
for
uncoated floss.
But
It's
yes,
cool. It's
that.
cool.
Yeah,
So-
Josh looks
so-
like he's moving along. Paris, what's going on in here?
So
Paris
just
is
as a
muted.
You're on mute, my friend. There you
So
go.
I just cut my cake into 2
Beautiful.
layers.
wow, that's
Oh,
gorgeous.
wow, that's pretty.
Perfect.
It's
Clean.
Clean cut. So I've got 2 more cakes in the oven. So I'm gonna
it's a heavy
attempt to keep
sponge.
whipping this cream cheese icing with my hands because
Oh no.
Wait.
yeah,
Wait,
Because it didn't
but-
charge.
Ice cream.
So
Wait, what
here's
type of icing
here's
was
the
that again?
icing so
What type of
far.
I
icing?
heard cream cheese.
Yeah, cream cheese.
Wow, cream cheese.
This is
Almost
cream
like it's
cheese
the
icing.
best.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
you
gonna have to
know-
revisit this cream cheese business.
Insist on the highest standards, and I like that.
I
have
gotta
high
say,
standards.
this is why you don't buy cordless kitchen gadgets.
No, I hate them. F them.
Do not buy cordless kitchen gadgets. Do not buy cordless mice. Do not put cords are great. Cords are rad. And you know what else is rad? Velcro zip ties. Velcro cable ties will make your
Yep.
cables easy to deal with.
Yes, it will.
Oh wow.
By the way, we are at 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the dot right now.
Steven, are you also pro Velcro cable ties?
Yes, you're just shipping life advice right now.
Yeah.
Can't tell you how many times like you've gone into a server room and just tried to figure out like why would you put real zip ties on this? What's happening here? Like, do you just enjoy chaos? Yeah,
No, like
Velcro for life.
Velcro ones and those neoprene zip up cable sleeves and cable combs.
Yes,
Like those 3 things make your life so much easier.
I'm in this. I want
Literally.
the cable management form of Bake Off next.
Yeah, this is cable management.
You
Bake
have
Off.
90 minutes to make
subreddit for
my
this, no?
desk not look like shit.
I can do that.
There's
So
like a
here's the
subreddit
thing-
for this.
All right, come on over.
Cable management porn.
Oh, that's such a good subreddit.
Yeah.
Whoa,
That's a very
wait.
good
Let's.
subreddit.
Are we checking out Caslin right here?
Caslin, ooh.
What is she
ooh,
doing?
let's do
What
it
are you
after
doing?
dark.
Oh,
Is that a gopher?
Yeah, let's pop into
That is
Caslin.
indeed a gopher.
that is
Yes.
fantastic.
Go.
So I've
for
got my
Wow.
Kubernetes.
Stunning.
You're just styling on people, aren't you?
She's stunting.
Like,
The
truly.
word is stunting. Stunting.
I mean,
Stunting.
Stunting.
And
Work on it. It's okay. Not bad. Not great, but it wasn't bad.
That's really
I feel like-
outdated slang, Tim.
I feel like that was a callback.
I'm 45. It'll do.
Because I'm styling on you.
I think we actually say
Oh.
flexin' now.
It's a flex. It's
a flex.
Yeah,
Rin.
no one ever goes flex in.
Oh, can we
Rin.
can we
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
pop
yeah,
in
yeah,
on
let's see this.
Rin?
Enhance.
You are muted.
And
Rin,
unmute.
But
Send tweet.
there you go.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friend. That's looking beautiful.
Oh.
Thank you.
Do you
look at
actually
that.
have like a lazy Susan thing for your cake, like an
I
actual
do.
professional?
We do, yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, the umber worked. I hope I can pull this up so that you can see it.
That is looking
Umber.
so clean.
Oh, that's
That's awesome.
beauteous. Damn.
Worked.
That's gorgeous.
I gotta
my God.
say,
I love the gradient. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like a party.
I gotta say, I
Almost
came into this with like
lost it.
really low expectations.
As you should.
That was just from hosting with us, but yeah, thank you.
I mean,
thank you
yeah.
for setting that bar low.
Yeah, no problem.
Baking is incredible.
It is. It's everybody is like absolutely blowing me away here. So I think it's going to be tough for the judges.
Yeah.
I mean, I really
Judges?
like Paris' level of chaos too. Not
Judges, do
there's-
you have any
judge on
thoughts
chaos.
right now on how everybody's doing? Karen,
Yeah.
what are you liking what you're seeing?
Yeah, I love watching cake decorating videos on Instagram. So
Oh, who doesn't? It's so
This is-
soothing.
Now, do you watch them real time or do you watch them in time lapse?
I guess I think they're real time. People just do, like I guess they're sped up. So
Have people seen Man About Cake? That is an
No.
awesome YouTube channel.
Negatory.
I've seen a man
Definitely
about a
watch it.
cake.
Man About Cake.
Oh, okay. Oh,
right.
it looks like there was a request from the bird site that we talk about microwave ovens.
I don't own one.
Oh, you're
so-
that person.
No.
I mean-
I like
I
those
have a
people. I have some.
I have a
of those in my
microwave
friend group.
because I have children, right?
Sure.
And so that's it. That's the only reason why I don't typically use one, because I just don't like that. I don't see the point of using a microwave oven for the most part.
Yeah, it's just like it's not
Except to heat
useful
up-
for me.
Yeah, except to heat up things for kids.
Tim, how else will you make fried shallots?
What?
Excuse me?
Amy, explain yourself immediately.
I am
Shallots.
deeply upset.
Is that
yes.
is that like a code of conduct violation? Because I feel like
I
it
think
is.
that's
Don't
I
think
think
it
that's a
is.
code of
Like-
conduct violation.
Oh, you can like fried shallots. The
No,
modern
it's a really good way to make fried shallots.
method.
Okay. Oh. We've got two chefs here. Okay, please explain. Amy, kick us
Yeah.
off.
Modernist cuisine at home. Take shallots, take grapeseed oil, put it in the microwave, burn it. Pull it back just before you like really burn it. Fried shallots.
But why
does
wouldn't
not
I
like
just put the oil in a skillet?
I don't know. The rest of my stove is busy. It
Do
happens
you
sometimes.
do you? But you don't get caramelization that way.
Oh yes, you do. You
No,
should try it.
no.
Oh yeah.
No, no.
I am not
kidding.
going to get the microwave out of like the closet and find a
Yeah.
space for it
Feel
on
like-
the counter
here's
to
a-
try this.
Tim, you've got
So-
homework. Tim, you've got homework.
No, because I mean I explain because what'll happen is right. So the shallots will be suspended in the oil somewhere and they'll heat and they'll get crispy, right? But they will not caramelize like they will against a surface, a heated surface.
Try
They'll
it.
develop sugars.
Honestly, try it.
But like actually
You'd be surprised.
caramelizing something takes like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh
you can't
yeah,
do that
well,
in the
but
microwave.
crispy ones you don't want them caramelized.
So we're talking like fried onions.
No.
So like fried, like sautéed shallots. So like where they're a little bit burnt, not actually caramelized. I still don't like it. I don't find this easier.
Because even in a sauteed shallot, in order to bring the flavor out, you're going to need the caramelization. You have to have that, right? Because once you mix it with something that has like a wine or deglaze something else like that, you're going to it's going to then remove the outer layer of the sugar from caramelized. It's going to go to the rest of the food. You're not going to get that if you microwave. How dare you?
You got at least
this
two
is
people
deeply
here
upsetting for me.
that are pro
I mean,
this.
this is deeply upsetting for me, but for very different reasons. I live alone, I'm disabled, and like my microwave is a godsend. I usually cook for one. I cook like freaking hollandaise sauce in my microwave. I don't understand what the hate is.
You know
Why
what?
are you yelling at other people to yell?
Hey,
I think
from this co-host.
This is not fun. Please stop.
There are. I will say
in the microwave. Do you have a?
Yeah, no, I would. I'm intrigued about that. I'm intrigued about that.
Yeah, I do like the hollandaise blender method.
I will show you hollandaise in a microwave. Take one of these, put in one egg yolk. Take a slice of lemon, squeeze it in. Take a pat of butter, like a tablespoon of butter, melt that, put it in. Take whisk, put in microwave for increments of 5 to 10 seconds, whisking in between. Perfect hollandaise every time. I don't need to use a freaking double burner on my stove. Why would I do that? Like,
you know what? I've never actually done it with a double boiler, but there's a way to do it with a blender that is like impossible to mess up. If you have like one of those good blenders that can actually like produce heat once they start going fast enough, you can make hollandaise all in one blender and it's fantastic.
So the question I would have in that method, instead of putting it in for 10 seconds at a time and then whisking, what if you just put in, after you assemble all the ingredients, what if you just put in a thing of water in the microwave for like 3 minutes to get it boiling, and then just whisk your hollandaise over that?
Boiling water in the microwave is not a good idea.
Yeah.
It's not a great idea. Also, like, it's much faster to just, like you maybe need like 2 or 3 zaps.
Why
It's
don't you boil water in the microwave? I'm just wondering.
Oh, can I explain this?
I've just burned myself a bunch, but yeah, Josh, go for it.
So here's what happens. So microwaves heat only water, but in order for water to actually come to a boil, it needs what are called cativation sites for bubbles to form.
Sure.
And so if you put the microwave if you put water in the microwave in, say, a brand new Pyrex beaker that doesn't have a bunch of scratches and stuff, what can happen is the water can get to 212 degrees without forming any bubbles until you touch the beaker, at which point it boils over.
Oh, that's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Science.
Lots of people have scalded themselves badly that way.
Water in the microwave, which is science.
We are 21 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Can we get a cut to Cindy? I feel like she's
absolutely. She's been quietly working hard. Cindy, could you give us a little update on what you're up to? Oh, maybe she muted us so she can really get in the zone.
She's in the zone.
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
She might just be. She looks like she's actually doing something intense, so probably can't come.
Yeah, I think she's whisking. Oh,
okay. I have my first batch of cookies in the oven, and they smell amazing.
Are they in the oven now? All right.
Okay.
Yeah. They smell really amazing.
Who have we not heard from in a bit with respect to what they're cooking? Sarah, do you have something going on? Something you would like to talk about? Something you want to show us? How are you doing emotionally? How do you think you're going to perform in the judging? Oh.
Did she just drop?
Wow.
There we are.
There you go.
The mute
There
and
she
unmute buttons are not in exactly the right spot. I am currently having a cup of tea and chilling things. And as far as how I feel I will do in the judging, I think there are plenty of much more competitive and perhaps more on brief desserts out there than mine. So
I don't know. Yours looks pretty good.
You thought it felt good? Okay. Because mine is really I got to make the thing I wanted to make for Christmas, and I got to do it while hanging out with all of you. So if it turns into some sort of some sort of bragging rights, great. If not, it's bragging rights just to be able to have come and baked and hung out for a Saturday afternoon, seeing the new generation of leadership and participants and people in the Kubernetes community doing awesome together and being super creative. So thank you. This is amazing.
Aww.
That's so cute.
Aww. And we're back to
I didn't
wholesome.
realize we were bringing our soapboxes.
I didn't bring my soapbox, but I am sitting on my kitchen counter. Does that
I
count?
didn't realize I needed like my community speech today.
Can we get a
Well-
can we get a fashion call out? The fact that like every layer of Sarah's clothing is Kubernetes themed.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I thought that was awesome.
Yes, so we have the You Slay Me, which is actually, I bought this thinking of you, Stephen, because, you know, I needed a good holiday hoodie, and that worked.
Sig Fashion chair repping.
Well, Mini has been working very diligently this whole time on this fondant.
Yeah, I
Do
feel
you
like
wanna-
she deserves some interruption.
Yeah, I think we should interrupt her and see if she wants to come tell us how she feels it's going. You are muted, so we can't hear you, but we would like to know how you're doing.
What layer of
maybe-
the abstraction are we up to?
Yeah.
So sorry about that. It's muted. I guess the abstraction is pretty good coming along, but I'm a bit worried about my fondant creatures.
Creatures.
Since the sea creatures.
Oh, they're sea creatures.
Which I seem to be having a tough time with. The turtle especially seems not want to stick his head underwater, if I should put it that way. And then I have, I still have to do, I wanted to represent Helm, so I still have to do the anchor. And I still need to do the naming of the layers underneath.
Well, we were at 18 minutes left to the second.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So would you
You
call
sound-
this like an app modernization project going wrong, or?
Yes, this sounds like
Something
this,
like that.
this sounds like my last lift and shift project.
Sounds like all lift and shift projects I've ever
Digital
been.
transformation, if you will, right?
I think this is the most ambitious from a decoration standpoint, and it, from the view we have, it looks like it might be living up to expectations, because it
Absolutely
is
stunning.
there is a lot going on. It's looking beautiful. I wish we could taste it.
But not the fondant, as I've learned.
Yeah,
But not the fondant. Not the
No, but
fondant.
the cake is awesome. But I had a
Yeah.
taste of it this morning.
Yeah,
after I
Steven's
did-
trying to break through the fourth wall.
What is the cake there? What is the actual cake underneath?
It's a buttercream cake. It's a normal vanilla buttercream cake, made a little bit dense in order to have the fondant or take the weight of the fondant.
Yeah, no, a
Normally,
dense
would
cake
make
I
it-
love. You can put bourbon on it.
You can put
no.
bourbon in it. Yeah, that's true. Cindy, are you able to talk to us and tell us what's going on with you? Or are you too busy? If you're too busy, that's okay, but it is our job to interrupt you and ask. If you're talking, you are muted. Well, I think we're muted for her.
Yeah, I think we are not relevant to her cooking, and she's
in the zone.
She's in the
She's
zone.
gonna keep that going. So
I
let's
respect
interrupt
it.
the
Respect it.
interruptible. Kaslin, what's going on with your ornament land? I see some sort of Yule log type object.
Yeah, so all of my ornaments for now at least are in the oven. They're baking, so I'm making some chocolate chip cookies now.
Bonus
Overachiever.
bonus cookies.
Okay, and Rin looks to have a functional cake out here. We're seeing some sprinkles on top.
Oh, I saw the milk move or the cream move, and I was like, oh, I hope it didn't knock over.
You did.
Oh,
You're killing it though. It definitely looks like a party.
looks great. Yeah. Now what is that? Is that heavy cream or is that milk?
Actually, half and half.
Half and half. Okay.
Nice.
Half and half. Need to go for white chocolate drizzle. So we're adding this to thin it out a little bit. So we're going back in the microwave.
Ooh, lovely. I love cake pops so much because it's got a better icing to cake ratio for me. So
Absolutely.
just
I'm
for the
fully-
record, I'm like fully bribable with cake pops.
Yeah,
I want to leave the
that
cake pops to the last minute. They're in the freezer. They're
Okay.
going on here.
yeah, that nice cream cheese frosting to cake ratio is perfect on a cake pop.
It really
Yeah,
is, because it's cream cheese frosting is what you should use.
Yeah,
You want
definitely
more of
cream
it.
cheese. I
You
get it.
definitely
I'm
want
on
more of
board.
it.
Stop. No, Sarah, what are you thinking?
So I was curious though, because I recently learned, because I've not been bought into this whole cake pop thing. I've recently learned that the interior, yes, this is through watching Great British Bake Off this year. The interior is frosting plus crumbled cake mixed together and so on. But that sounds like way too much frosting to me. It's not?
It's not that much frosting, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's the frosting. It's just enough to act like glue with the moisture that you already have in the cake. So it's actually not that much,
Okay.
which is why I like it.
Well, then I will be
Personally.
sorry to not be able to try Rins.
It looks
Right.
like we've got some rolling happening on these slice and bakes over here. Do you want to?
Yeah, well, so I mean, my cutters did not work out. So right now
That's okay.
I am making a log and I did slices. And of course, since I didn't actually anticipate this, it's the dimensions are not quite right, but that's okay. Because hopefully I'm gonna freeze these for 5 minutes or something and then slice and try to get them in the oven to time.
You're amazing.
There goes
We got 13 minutes and 30 seconds left.
improvisation.
It's like a failed deployment and you're just rolling with it. Like we're just setting up shop, trying new things until it works. Very impressive.
Well,
I believe
that
in
is
you.
that's the SRE life,
Right.
Always gotta have a plan B.
Well, it looks pretty
Resilient
as it is.
pastries.
So I think
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
It is.
I think
Yeah.
I think you're on the road to success here.
We'll
Here's
allow
it.
it.
I gotta
Ooh,
impress
cake
my
pops.
mom.
Oh, back to Rin
Cake
on
pops.
Cake Pop Land. My God.
Looking tasty.
They're so cubey.
Yay. They're cubey, exactly.
They feel very
Yay.
mini cube. Like I want them locally right now.
Exactly.
Oh, we have a second Paris showing up. Paris, how's your frosting disaster going?
I like this. I like this a lot. The multi-angle feed.
Yeah. The double Paris is a dangerously entertaining show. Oh, we lost one, but we'll take it.
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
We'll take what we can get. Yeah, we'll take.
Amy,
what we
what's
can get.
going through your mind at this stage? We're about 10 minutes out. Any snark or wit to add?
Like, I kind of want to know why Paris has like 2 phones going on, maybe like twice the disaster in here. I'm real nervous about the things that just got frozen and then they're going to be cooked. I don't know about this. And Sarah is just like, I'm a master of time management. Figure it out, you all.
Well, interestingly enough, I read that we had an hour and a half, but there was 30 minutes for judging, so I presumed that meant I only had an hour. So this last half hour, I've just been kind of coasting.
Oh wow! So you're just
So
like
You
we
measured
worked
it
here
out
with the
perfectly.
Rex.
Well done.
I just thought
I
you
thought it
pre-baked
through.
everything
No,
like a boss.
No, I didn't pre-bake everything.
queen.
I left as much out as I thought I could do in the 1 hour.
Ah, I see.
wow. I would love
You
to
know-
work with you because you seem like you really have it together.
I am
In-
sure that there is a space or a time where we can do that in open source.
Let's do that.
All right.
Let's do
Yeah.
great things with our time managed well. Because that's what this is for, right? Ultimately,
As we try to entertain people with the time left on the clock. Yes.
to
time
bake
management.
cake. How much time do we have left on the clock? Like 10 minutes,
We have
11
10
minutes.
minutes and 10 minutes and 55 seconds.
Okay.
So I can tell a story about having to burn time while on stage back in the days when we used to go on stage.
Yes. Tell us a story of
So
old
There's no
younger.
way I'm getting the stuff in the oven in 1 minute, so I'm going overtime. Just warning you in advance.
Fair enough. I think we have a little bit of wiggle room.
Got lots. Open source. OzCon one year, we brought Planet Labs, who was putting up their meshed satellite system, and they had micro satellites, and they were literally like the size of a kid's semi-trailer truck to play on the rug. So they were
Like a
this
Tonka
big.
truck?
Yeah, not even as big as a Tonka truck. They were like a semi-size, but like, they were little, they were tiny, and they flew as satellites and made this cool mesh thing and took lots and lots more images than most of the larger satellites do. So we're backstage talking about this, and I go to introduce the gentleman Will from Planet Labs, and I'm giving his introduction on stage, and all of a sudden I see the pipe and drape sway forward, a clattering noise from behind me, and no information about what is going on. Nothing in the teleprompter, nothing popping up in the, oh shit, you should be just, how long do I have to tap dance? So I started talking about, whatever it was at the time, I don't remember. And it turned out that Will almost stepped off the stage. It was hanging, it was grabbing the pipe and drape that swayed out, that came back, that kept him and his multi-tens of thousands of dollar satellite from going out into the audience at OzCon.
Oh, wow.
So
that's very dramatic.
It's very
a fun moment. And it was a thing where you killed time. You had to be like, hey, and let me tell you a little bit more about this super cool satellite system, and make things up and give you a few announcements and thank our precious sponsors.
Good Lord.
Speaking of which, our sponsor today is Paul Zarkowski. He is technically behind the curtain somewhere trying to teach people about meat and cheese on the internet. So be sure to subscribe to his Twitter feed. He didn't actually sponsor this, nor did he ask for this, but we have to
say thank you.
We do have to. Actually, in a moment of real sincerity, Paul has made this happen, and it's been absolutely incredible. So thank you, Paul.
Yes,
Thank you, Paul.
This was thrown together very quickly and with work mostly, like almost exclusively from him. So we do appreciate Paul, even though we sometimes may bully him on Twitter.
Yeah, and because he tried to use OBS Ninja instead of Zoom to be cool, and it totally bombed. but this is working. So let's keep going.
Working.
Speaking of working, Paris, is your device working now?
You are muted, so you seem very excited, but we can't tell.
Screaming.
No,
Very
it's
exciting.
not. It just, I'm about to chuck it out the window.
But are you holding it as if it's working to fool us? Because I don't understand the methodology if it's not working.
Paris, I believe in you. It's Paris.
Just punching it.
If this is a good a time as any to like at the manufacturer on Twitter be like, you failed on a live stream, just so you know.
It looks really, really cool.
I have hundreds of
I want that
subscribers.
to work because it's very pretty
It
for
does
like a
look
hand
pretty.
mixer. It's a very pretty hand mixer, and I think it is so sad that it's not doing its job. But I believe in you. I really, really do.
It's
I
like the
want this
cast
to-
iron pan of mixers.
Yes.
Very pretty.
Yes. And
And occasionally doesn't work for people. Yeah.
I thought things like spending a ton of money buying a KitchenAid stand mixer were just like, I don't know, nonsense. Like we couldn't actually be worth the cost of having a KitchenAid stand mixer. But then somebody bought me one, and it is.
It really is.
It's everything you hope for.
Sometimes it's just a whiskey business, right?
It is. Oh God, Steven.
We're in a
How dare
whiskey
you.
business here.
But how does that
Really?
KitchenAid mixer pair with bourbon?
Very well, because I don't have to do any work to like actually whisk something, so I can stand there and drink bourbon while it makes my bread dough for me or whatever, which is fantastic. And you do not pay full price for a KitchenAid stand mixer, y'all. You can get one with a busted engine at like Goodwill or a yard sale or whatever, and send it back to KitchenAid or like a private repair person to fix the motor, and it is way cheaper than spending like $300 on a new one. So
The only thing
And
I
you
will
wait
suggest.
you can usually get them on sale. Like I think I got mine new for like $250,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
much lower than the sticker price. You just kind of have to wait and see where it goes. Be patient.
yeah, Macy's will
Update me on your
stack
cookies,
coupons.
because where are they? Alana, where are your cookies?
In the freezer still. I just poked them and they're still squishy, so they're not ready to be sliced. And
We
I
have-
think
What's the time check? Yeah,
Yeah, we've
I know
got
the time
5
check's
minutes.
like 6 minutes. They'll only take
Less
like
than.
9 to 10 minutes to bake, and I have a pretty small roll, so I think they'll be quick. But I might
Well,
go a
just-
few minutes over.
We'll judge you last. You're great. Take your time.
We are at 5 minutes and 10 seconds left.
I'll make sure to poke you as soon as I get them out for slicing, so we can actually see if I've got a little wheel.
Love
So
it.
I'll say one more thing about KitchenAid mixers, because the 5-quart size has nylon gears, so you will be sending it back to be refurbed more often. But the
Very
6.5 or 6, which has the lift stand mixer, has steel gears, and so they are much better and well worth it.
This is true. Buy the the bigger pro one, and it
Mhm.
will save you in the long run. But if you maintain this thing, you will never have to replace it. You'll have to have it greased every once in a while.
Yeah.
But that's like it is a workhorse, and you
Yeah.
can
If you
buy
don't use
attachments
it
for it.
If you don't use it very often, just run it. Run it every so often, just so the grease goes to the gears. I will say the ones we used in professional kitchens, we used Hobart ones. Those Hobart mixers are indestructible. So if you find, if you can find a restaurant supply store, a restaurant going out of business, or an auction, something like that, if you can find a Hobart mixer for a price you're willing to pay for it, you will have that mixer for the rest of your life.
And a kitchen counter you can sit it on.
Yeah.
Well, Hobart originally owned KitchenAid, and they sold it
I
to
didn't know that.
They sold it to Whirlpool in the 80s.
Oh, that's interesting. I had no idea.
And so, if you can find a KitchenAid that dates back to like 1980, it will. You actually want to buy
have a
that
Hobart.
one over getting a new one.
Well, my dad's is that old. I have dibs on that one. Mine is, new. Mine's about 10 years old now, but I have dibs on my dad's, which is from the early 80s.
Yeah,
So-
mine's a Whirlpool one, and like there's a bunch of little things, like in the old Hobart ones, it had a screw, so you could really fine tune how deep the bowl was, you know, in terms of meeting the paddle. And the new ones don't have that. It's very frustrating.
And that's crucial. So that's crucial when you're trying to make meringue, right? Because that egg yolk at the bottom will just stay there and you'll never get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anyone else going to binge Great British Bake Off after this and just watch
3
people
minutes,
bake?
y'all. Bakers, we have 3 minutes left.
Let's pop another 10 on to accommodate for the fact that we've taken up a bunch of the bakers' time, bamboozling them and ranting and demanding that they explain themselves and or eat their raw dough. Because we've taken a lot more of their time than we would on the bake-off. So technically, we've got like 13 minutes. Well, 12
We'll
minutes.
say 12 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Okay.
I feel like we didn't take enough of their time, and there wasn't enough raw dough eating. I don't know.
I feel like
how's your dough doing?
I'm sad we didn't have any nailed it rules.
Hold on. I still have some raw dough left, so here.
Can you eat
How
that
about
for
this?
us?
Yeah. There we go.
Can you drive?
It's actually really good. It's actually really
nice.
good.
Nice.
That's a good looking
This
cookie.
is my leftover
Wow.
dough creation. It's very happy.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's
adorable.
precious. Actually, will you be baking that one?
Yep, I will be, and I'm slicing the roll now. So ready or not, here it comes.
Has anyone watched Nailed It?
Not once. Are you a fan?
I tried to.
So I watch it with my kids. It is very silly. It's obnoxious, but it's kind of fun. The only reason I bring it up is because they have the thing where like you can sabotage another cook by like having them, like someone come and mess with them for like a minute or 30 seconds or something like that, or have them have to do some kind of odd side tasks. So I don't think we should do that here. But
this is my retirement job right here. Like, I would be so about that.
Steven, I thought that was your community role.
This is kind of like a wheel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Drunkernetties over there. And Steven, once you retire from being a CI robot yourself, like you'll be able to move on to your next role of whatever this is.
Well, we got Steven a new CI robot illustration in this morning's edition of the Kubernetes party games. So don't worry, somebody almost surely got a screenshot for you. If not, I think we have the recorded drawful, so we can get you to the screenshot. This one was very cute, but also somehow menacing, which I think is very on brand for you.
That's extremely my energy.
Yeah, cute but menacing.
And for those not familiar with DevOps party games, Kat, could you give them a quick pitch?
Sure. Every once in a while, we do, well, I say we, I'm not a host. I have nothing to do with it. I've just played it a lot and I'm on the top of the thought leaderboard. Not a big deal. But once a month or so, Matt Stratton and Jeremy Meese host DevOps party games wherein a bunch of alleged DevOps professionals and or thought leaders get together to play rounds of DevOps-themed Quiplash and Drawful Jackbox games. We are expected to be witty, funny, and smart all at the same time, which requires more energy than one would expect. Players are ranked in a thought leaderboard based on their performance over all games they have participated in. And I think Pete Cheslock beat me for like a minute because I missed a game. I missed the All-Stars game, but I have regained my throne.
I'm happy for you.
If you would like to attend or you would like to submit prompts, you can go to DevOpsPartyGames.com and try to get on the list or submit prompts.
And if we did have a sponsor, they should be paying for us because that was amazing. Well said.
Yeah.
All right. Checking back in, Minnie, are your sea creatures playing nicely this time? And you are off mute,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's coming along.
It's coming along. Just having a little tough time with the rope.
Well, you have some time left, not a problem. Oh, Cindy, hey, can you hear us? Yes. Yeah, give us an update. What's going on?
Yay, what's going on? We've been trying to get a hold of you. What's up?
So they baked, I guess I only had time to bake 2. So I'm only going to be making 1 tiramisu. But this is the first time I tried like a sponge-based cake, and they came up with some rice. This is like some of the leftovers, and I put some like,
Well, how does the leftover taste?
It tastes like I don't know, I guess what a ladyfinger would taste like.
Well, that's good. That's ideal. That's ideal.
The goal.
That's the goal. That's what a tiramisu is. So, well done.
How does that pair with bourbon?
I used the cheapest rum I could find. I'll show you.
Yeah, because tiramisu traditionally has some rum in it, which is pretty delicious. Oh yeah, Appleton.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, that's respectable. Respectable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, good. We won't distract you too much, so you can finish up. Time check for us, Tim.
We're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
7 minutes and counting. All right, Twitter, tell us what you want to hear in these. Let's pan to Paris. Either one of the Parises.
Oh, wow.
Wait.
You are just
And it's
really
7. Woo!
Okay, that is like very dangerous holding it on the side.
I love
like
it. She's just like wiggling
that
it
is
around.
risky. That is risky.
Right.
We're gonna have like a serious bake-off catastrophe moment
like a
wherein
quick
Paris like
flip?
drops her cake and throws it across the kitchen.
Oh, the pride in that cake, though. I felt
I
that energy.
really want this to turn out. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
that hand beaten cream cheese icing, like that's no easy feat. Cream cheese is dense.
It is dense. Yeah. That's a lot of muscle.
Yeah, your forearms got to be burning.
Yeah,
like,
she could crack a walnut with her forearms right now. Yeah.
I cannot overstate how well everyone has done so far. I'm truly impressed. I hope all of the judges are impressed. Everybody is a winner here so far because it is a time crunch. Doing anything while potentially tens or dozens of people are watching you with the express intent of judging you is harder, even if it's something you could just do easily in your personal time, much like technical whiteboard interviews. Nothing makes you forget how to reverse a linked list like having to do it in front of people that are being literally paid to judge you. So mad props to everybody who is doing this.
Yeah, I want to definitely echo that with Kat. You know, having done it professionally, like cooking in a time when under the wire is hard in general, but when people are watching you, if you work in an open kitchen, in this case, you've opened your kitchens to the internet for good or for bad. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. So everyone is doing admirably, and I'm here for it.
Oh yeah, And the focus, even as we try to remove people's focus, and the pivoting when things don't go as planned, it's it very much reminds us of doing any of our work well. Just kind of go with the flow, push a new commit.
Yeah, this is admirable, but the man behind the curtain, Paul, has reminded me privately that this is for real, and this is a competition, and there are no participation trophies.
Yeah. So you're really backstepping, but
This is
I like it.
cutthroat, according to the man behind the curtain.
And
All
we
right.
really did kidnap someone in their family, so
It's true.
We fed them very well.
Yeah, no, they excellent food. I fed them myself.
It's true. Yeah, same.
So
I got up
hands.
at 3 and to smoke a pork shoulder.
4
So
minutes and 30
we're-
seconds.
We're eating good here.
Tim, was that a cannibalism joke again?
I will neither confirm nor
Rin,
deny.
you're showing off. What is this?
Yeah, plausible
Rin is
deniability.
flexing on us with ooh.
Rin is
I
ready.
just felt like moving my camera so people could actually see my truffles. No flex.
Beautiful.
Just truffles.
That's gorgeous. Hey, can we zoom in on Kaslin's painting right now? Where are we at on whatever object that is?
Oh,
that
wow.
is an adorable giraffe
That's
coming along
fantastic.
nicely.
In lieu of judges actually being able to taste the creations, will we be expecting each of the participants to dramatically slice and eat and in detail describe
I
their
want to see it.
creation?
I want to see it.
You want to see it?
I want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you can't lie about that. You can't lie about that first.
You can't. You know, it's actually illegal to lie on the internet. I don't know if y'all were aware of that.
That's a fact. That is true.
Did
Yeah.
everyone?
Though we're
know
in
all
like
that
international waters here.
Yeah, it's
Crap,
illegal
there
to
goes
lie
my
on the
everything's
internet.
business
legal.
model.
Oh my God, Sarah's plating is gorgeous.
That's why you can
Hashman
believe
is showing
everything you
us
see
the
on the
work.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Sarah's flexing on pretty, on plating, on
Yeah, they're-
time management.
They're in the oven, but 4 minutes to go. So I think that's post timer. But
No, you're
Actually,
you were right
2
on time.
minutes, 2 minutes and
Good.
48 seconds.
So if we start judging with me, that gives everybody else a few moments to just sort of flurry in the background if they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. That's what
Absolutely.
we'll do. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Well, ready to
2
call
minutes,
it when
30
you are.
seconds.
2 minutes and counting.
Don't panic. No pressure. Do we have prizes?
Isn't this prize enough?
This is
to
the
have
prize.
the three of us commenting on it.
The glory
And
of our presence is really
The prize was
reward
the
enough.
friends we made along the way because I've never
Just like
actually
the cloud.
met any of them.
Yeah.
So
I still don't know if you're real. I've only seen you on the internet.
I am not. I am a simulation.
Just a cyborg.
I am a cyborg. That is a factual statement, actually.
You do say that wherever you are, so
It's true.
No, I have an RFID or an NFC implant in my hand,
cool.
so it counts.
Has anyone seen that gripping food? Maybe it's looking like this account is suspended now, but I've been trying to find it where because Paul had mentioned just grabbing a fistful of cake. And if you've seen that account, it's basically
Oh no, I know what you're talking
someone
about. It's just grabbing food.
with their bare hands. And
Yes.
and like
Steven.
I want that a little bit.
It's okay. So you want the contestants to grab a fistful
sounds
of their
awful.
creation and squish
Oh,
it
please no.
to the camera.
Oh, please no. Oh, gosh.
No.
No.
Have I
no.
mentioned how much
Oh, God.
honey
I've
is in this?
anxiety just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Please don't
Yeah.
do that.
Steven, I feel like your judgeship is about to get revoked.
Well, the
1
man
minute,
behind
folks.
the curtain.
Takers, you have 1 minute.
The man behind the curtain is backing this up. So contestants, perhaps consider aggressively squishing your creation in the camera for the entertainment of Stephen Augustus.
This is Paul's entertainment. I am just a mouthpiece for.
We're all just Paul puppets here.
This is bad, and we should feel bad.
No,
I don't feel good about
get-
it.
I did. Yeah, I'm not behind this.
I'm just sad I didn't
can't- I
send
can't
more
get behind
cameras to Paris. I want at least 2 more angles on this cake right now.
We are at 20 seconds remaining.
20
Okay.
seconds, bakers.
Sounds like order of operations, Sarah and then Rin, and then we'll see who's ready after that.
And we will leave Alana for last. So there's
5,
as
Seems
much
like
time as
3,
possible for
2,
perfection.
Killing it.
1.
We should
And
see.
And quick round of applause. If you're watching on the stream, please clap to yourself. If you're online, send claps to somebody competing. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for being our first inaugural or nondescript number of bake-offs. Judges, would you take it away? I think first up would be Sarah Novotny.
Sarah Novotny. So tell us a little bit about your creation. Tell us what you were going for.
Today I was making my holiday gifts for my neighbors, and this is a long-standing tradition in my family in that we have made for presents for most of our acquaintances and neighbors and friends for years something to eat. My mother used to do something on the order of 25 different types of Christmas cookies, so that started right after Halloween. And it got baked and frozen and baked and frozen until she gave away plates and trays of mixed cookies. And this was always the special one that we kept for us at our house. So I'm now giving it out to my friends here. And well, not my friends here, apologies, you're too far away, but my friends here in the physical space, in the real world, and hoping to share that with them. But the whole sense of community in that, and the sense of many, many pieces of dough coming together in a fun way to represent a greater whole that you just sort of pick at and eat. And if you really want me to grab a fistful, this is covered in honey. I will. Are you sure? Because, you know.
I can't tell if Steven's saying yes or no.
I mean, it's happening. It's happening now.
Oh, look
Ooh.
at that. Looks really good.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's quite tasty. And as I said earlier, it's got sort of a biscotti flavor to the little crunchy bits. And then it's honey and lemon all over it. And stickiness, lots of stickiness.
Can we get a close shot of the? I want to see the drizzle. Yeah.
Amy, Karen,
hold
what
on.
are you seeing? What are you liking?
I am phenomenally impressed.
Oh, that
at
looks
your-
amazing.
Your commitment to the theme and your multitasking and your time
Absolutely.
management.
Baller.
Karen, to you.
What's on top? Are those sprinkles?
They are just straight up Wilton's sprinkles.
I feel like you were true to your personality with your bake.
I think that was a compliment.
So I think so, because I like my personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are our numerical scores from the judges? You're to be rating on a score 1 to 10, with 10 being the best for this particular baker. Judges, where are you at?
And Kat, I believe they judge silently until we go all the way around and then the reveal on who won.
Okay, we will
the man
judge
behind the
silently.
curtain.
I will drop a sheet link in the chat and, honor system here.
Everything always devolves into spreadsheets. It's fine.
It does. It truly it does. Okay.
I'm going to just keep eating my favorite holiday dessert. So, let me know if you need commentary.
We just want to be there. That looks amazing.
Where is the bourbon?
Oh, I forgot. You know what? It's awful. We're out. I'm out of my Hudson Baby, which is my favorite.
Oh, you know what? Those cookies have actually turned out beautifully. We'll give them some time to cool though.
Oh, hey, those worked.
Josh surprising himself for a moment.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Josh.
No, not mine, but I'm talking about Alana's.
Yeah. Good
luck.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm gonna give them like a couple minutes to cool, so I don't burn myself taking them off the sill pan.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Okay,
Ren? Once the judges have scored in the spreadsheet, move on to Ren next. Oh, that's beautiful.
So tell us a little about your bake.
So yeah, this is a funfetti piñata cake, and it has on top of it little funfetti cake pops. dipped in white chocolate, covered in sprinkles, and in the middle there is a ton of candy, which hopefully when I cut this will cascade out in a waterfall of candy, which I thought would play off the Kubernetes theme, which is a container of things inside of other things. And then on top of it, more things. So that was how I went with that for the theme. And I hope that when I cut this, it actually does what it's supposed to do.
We're waiting in suspense as well. Drum roll.
Guess we'll find out. I have to try to do it. Yeah, I know. I hear crunching.
Oh.
And I have to try to lift it too.
Also, that cake slice sizing is perfect.
Yeah, I'm down with that cake slice sizing.
Yeah.
Cake slice sizing.
I might have just lexicized that
Yeah,
myself.
I did it.
Hey!
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Mazel tov.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is
Amazing.
gorgeous.
Well done.
So there it is. That's
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing.
We're really
Can you
looking
explain
here
that
for
one more time?
And see, here I was thinking you were going to hit the cake with a bat. So I'm just very surprised.
How do they know?
Judges, can you talk us through what you're thinking and feeling?
You know, that really did well on the execution. That technical piece of like, here's my cake and watch it explode. Yes, very well done.
I'm excited. I'm excited too. I love the or do we have 7 cake pops atop?
We do have 7. Yes.
Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Beautiful.
I did count them.
I love that you brought in multiple elements and brought them together into a cohesive story. It all turned out very well.
Congratulations, Rin. Judges, please write down your numbers privately. And who is up next? Who's ready to present?
I'm ready. If other people are still working.
Good deal.
Or is Paris ready? Paris, are you ready?
Paris is rocking the hell out.
Paris is just jamming.
I'm ready as I'm ever going to be just because I only did 5 layers and not 7. So I'm pretty much there.
Okay, well, take it away, Paris.
So this looks like shit. Hi.
It does not.
How dare you?
So
we will
here's
not
the top.
have
Here's the
negative
top.
self-talk here.
I attempted to make a heptagon, but it's a little iffy for me. A little iffy, but I do have a little wheel fondant.
Yeah,
so
looks
that's
good.
good. And then so I guess I'll cut into it. All right, here we go. Took the fondant with it. All right.
And the fondant's in.
And the fondant is now, see, now it contains the wheel. I did that.
There you go.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Paula's in the
That's
background.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually so pretty, though.
That's very pretty. I love the colors in that.
This is so good.
Judges?
And I love your can lighting also. It is very
Yeah,
nice.
dramatic cameraing is definitely part of the score.
So here we go. Hold on. That's my hand.
That's beautiful.
So are you going to like?
No, please don't. It's too pretty. Don't do that. Don't
do it.
squash it. How dare you?
It's so good.
Judges,
That was great.
do you have comments?
Paris, how does
your
it taste?
your whole
Also, thanks,
face is now
Paris.
blue.
Paris, how does it taste?
Bah, Kubernetes. Bah.
It tastes like community.
It tastes like community.
Smurf tongue.
I told you we would be eating the community, right? And it tastes good.
Tim's
Number
point
3
stands.
for the cannibalism.
It tastes really great, actually.
What's the flavor of the cake?
It's blue velvet mixed with white. So I just used white mix with cocoa and confectioner sugar, or I don't know, all kinds of shit. So choose my language. Lots of butter.
Yes.
Lots and lots of butter. But yeah,
So were
if
you
live in-
working from a recipe, or are we winging it here?
I was kind of winging it.
Powerful.
I was
Powerful.
working from the box, and I already knew how to make cream cheese frosting. So yeah.
Pure
Yeah,
Smurf cannibalism.
I again have to give a shout out for hand mixing the cream cheese frosting. That is just impressive.
The longest thing, I'm still so upset about that. I'm just like looking at the device now.
Yeah, what was the device? Who manufactured that device?
Ooh.
Huh?
Who manufactured that device?
We don't say those things on broadcast. We don't do that. Only Twitter.
All right. If we got crap to talk, let's take it.
We'll put it in the resources. We'll put it in the resources after.
Judges, do we have comments on the bake?
Yes.
Reviews.
So I was a little disappointed that it wasn't 7 layers, but I thought
I am too.
I thought we brought it together by having kind of a heptagonal situation going on. I get big just had a blue raspberry pop vibes like in my childhood feels by you eating the cake. I'm really excited about that. I want to be there. I want my hands to be just Kubernetes colored right now. Loving it.
A+ on being able to work through adversity here. Not that we give graded scores like that, but and also the dance party. The dance party is a fantastic that no other contestant really brought to the game today. Multiple camera angles, also good. And just again, a real commitment towards being able to show exactly what Kubernetes is like.
Plus one on the energy. I really appreciate the nice even layers. It does look very blue. How are you gonna get that off your hands after?
I don't know, but we're gonna try it. I just get a text from a friend that says I'm gonna poop black for days. So
Well, you are, and possibly like a really
Kubernetes.
unpleasant green, from personal experience. Just saying. So
I should have probably chatted that one instead of said that one.
no,
It's out on the internet now.
It's too late now. It's way too late now.
It's trending.
It's the reality of it. Anyway, judges, if you could please place your scores within the spreadsheet that the contestants are definitely not looking at. Please don't look at it. Moving on to the next baker, Josh, if you would like to present your bake.
Yeah, let me actually move the camera closer. So trying not to get vertigo here, but there we go. So we got a replica set of 25.
Impressive.
And there's our 25 little Kubernetes wheels. But the important question is, how do they taste with bourbon?
That is important.
Now
That is the important question.
Key even.
Now, here, hold on, let me put this back. Now, the problem is though, I didn't have any sipping bourbon, so what I actually have is rye. Is that allowable?
Yes.
We'll allow it.
Yeah, it's a pandemic is on, right? We have to make do with what we
sure.
have.
There's a panty on, so. Keep it together, Tim.
Nice pie crust texture.
I wasn't ready for that, Kat. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, hey, that really works.
Does it?
Yeah, if you make this, you should definitely have them with bourbon or whiskey or rye, something in the whiskey family.
Yeah. See, there you
Yeah,
go.
because what happens with the cookie is you bite into the cookie and you get the sweetness and the butteriness of the shortbread, and then the garam masala actually hits you after you've chewed the cookie,
Ooh.
and right when you're sipping the whiskey.
So would you
really-
describe
really-
the bottom for us? Would you say?
Okay, well, why don't I show you the bottom? So here we got the bottom of 2 of these.
Yeah, those bottoms don't look.
It's a
soft
nice
at
little
all.
toasty
That's a
bottom.
nice crisp.
Yeah.
Crisp bottom.
Yep.
Crisp bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
All
Yeah.
about
Don't want
crisp
soggy
bottom.
bottoms. No soggy bottoms.
And the mouth feel?
Very delicate, like pie crust, which is shortbread. It's supposed to be like that.
I love the so can you talk a little bit about your decision to use garam masala?
Well, the way it started out was I was looking for ideas, and my sweetie was shopping on the Nordicware website, and they had aluminum cookie presses for sale, and they had a recipe up there for cardamom shortbread. And I said, well, that's sort of interesting, but I want to jazz it up a little bit.
Cake.
And garam masala it's a warm spice mix, and it contains cardamom. And so I thought that would be a lot more interesting.
It does sound interesting. Cardamom is one of my favorite, like, unusual to Americans, at least, flavorings for baked goods, right up there with things being lavender flavored. Personally,
And also
so
Give me some lavender.
oh god, a lavender cupcake.
And also we just ran out of cardamom, so that kind of had an effect.
So you will be sharing this recipe?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Reminder for later, Kat. I need to make you my lavender pickles.
FuzzyChef. Can we plug the blog? Is it Fuzzy?
Oh sure. Yeah, I got to take a picture of this and put it on the food blog. You're right.
Yeah.
Judges, do we have opinions? Amy, Karen?
Just like the pairing of the garam masala, which is like definitely high on the creativity and probably more than we've seen from any other contestant here. Really, really appreciating that. And the bake looks good, so technically that's good. And the fact that you did so many of them as well.
And they're identical. I feel like that deserves credit.
That's technical merit there. You didn't have nearly enough chaos, so I might have to mark you down for the lack of organic. I don't see the kitchen being a disaster. What happened in here?
Well, I mean, there's a bit of a mess because in order to make them identical, I had a few failed ones.
Oh.
Okay. Stream magic.
So you gave us movie magic.
Okay.
Well, but I mean, that's it. You know, you want, again, replica set, right? You have some that fail to deploy. That's how it works.
You got it.
Right? They don't meet resource limits.
Just
they have
reschedule them.
a crash
Just
loop
reschedule
back
them.
off, right? They have an image pull failure. So those don't make it.
Track
Now,
my
did
comments.
they fail silently? Did you catch it in monitoring? Like, what's your observability like on those cookies?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they failed their health check, so it was kind of immediate.
I really have to mention the rye pairing.
Yeah.
I think that you really dug into one of the themes of the show, so I appreciate that.
Well, if our judges have decided and placed their votes in the spreadsheet.
Can you hold one up and snap it in front of the camera?
Absolutely. So here's one. And actually, let's try to get in front of the mic too. Here in front of the camera.
Oh, it's a nice crumble like you expect from shortbread, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want it to kind of fall apart like that.
We need to save that for the ASMR crowd, right?
Yeah, we need one of those good weird microphones with like the actual ears on the sides. You know what I'm talking about? That the like ASMR Twitch streamers always have.
Why do I feel like you've got a pair of those?
You know, I wish I did. I think it would really take my streams to the next level if I had like a weird ear microphone.
Kat Cosgrove is going to post her Amazon wish list up for those who want to maybe get her some ear microphones.
The weird microphone so I can do ASMR Kubernetes streams. What does Kubernetes sound like? We're going to find out.
I don't know. Let's going to find out. Yeah, that's going to be our next. Coming up next.
Coming up next is Cindy, who has a very, very pretty looking tiramisu on camera for us right now. If we could cut into that for a close-up. Cindy, why don't you talk to us about your bake?
Sure. It's just 2 layers. And I had enough time to, I guess, soak the lady fingers in a bit of espresso and rum. And on the top, I tried to do like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a very faint Kubernetes like shape, the logo.
I see it. I see it.
So I don't know if you noticed, but at one point I had to start my batter all over again because the first one had fallen flat. And so I
classic bake-off disaster right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had to start another one, but with the 10-minute extension, I was able to finish baking and designing.
Now, is the gopher edible?
I don't think so. No.
Anything is edible if you're brave enough.
How can we be sure?
I have a gopher friend who is concerned about the fact that your gopher is being presented as potentially edible.
Wait.
And this ties into Tim's whole thing with cannibalism, which is an ongoing
Wait, are we
theme.
gonna eat one gopher in front of the other gopher? Is this does this gopher owe us money?
Make it watch.
Stephen.
Oh,
Stephen, this is being live streamed.
Isn't this how Goodfellas ended, right?
It is.
Cindy, will you taste it for us?
Sure.
So yeah, so Paul is actually requesting a fistful on this one, and I'm going to veto that. I'm going to veto that. I think.
No, there's only the one. There's only the one. How dare?
Yeah.
Paul does want to know how the gopher tastes.
Okay, Cindy, we're gonna need to see that spoon. Okay.
Like, okay.
We're gonna get.
Okay, that looks like it's set well.
You got a good dunk on it.
Okay, I'm gonna eat it now.
Now we know that Stephen is a tiramisu enthusiast, an expert even.
Cindy, talk to us about your choice of silverware there. Like your I noticed that you used what appears to be a metal spoon on that. Look at that. Stephen, I want you to look at that really well. Stephen, stare at that.
See, I'm looking at it. See, I feel dessert spoon would have maybe been more appropriate, but you know.
More appropriate than say a plastic fork.
Plastic fork, eating like a savage before the stream started. Yeah.
out of a plastic fork out of a plastic container, and drink it
while drinking
top shelf whiskey.
Armagnac.
Yeah, right. That cable knit sweater is probably $400. That man's eating with a plastic fork.
You know what, Stephen? L'chaim. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, l'chaim. So. Can you describe the taste, the texture of your tiramisu creation?
I guess the mascarpone cream is surprisingly fluffy. I wasn't sure how it would turn out, but it's pretty good. And I guess the bitterness from the cocoa it offsets the sweetness. But I reduced the amount of rum that I added, so it wouldn't be quite as boozy, or as I read it described. Like some commenter left that on the recipe, saying that it is good to reduce the rum content.
Minus 10 points.
Yeah, you got a good dusting. I feel that presentation was great. I would love to hear a little bit more about the story, tie it into the community a little bit, like really sell us on it.
I contribute to Node.js. I'm more of a Node developer, so I don't know that much about Kubernetes.
It showed.
Fair. Stephen, don't you dare be a bully.
How dare
be a bully.
you? Stephen Augustus, you better apologize to Cindy right now.
I'm kidding, Cindy.
How dare you?
Stop that. Oh, Cindy, I love what you've done here. Where's your chaos? Where's your kitchen disaster?
We didn't see it. It was a very quiet disaster. She had to remake the batter.
It looked like it was totally happening.
She failed silently.
I love that she
did fail silently.
There was a failure and nothing was said. She just kept working.
Yeah.
Made it happen. I love that.
So the thing is, are we pro silent failures, you, the judges, or do you prefer your failures to be big, loud warnings that potentially involve pager duty waking you up at 1:30 in the morning?
I mean, as a former and recovering SRE and production engineer, I don't want to see a pager ever again. I don't want alerts. So if we can fail silently and recover properly, I'm all about it.
That's preferred for you? Okay.
Resilience.
Then it seems like a success to me, personally. Judges, go ahead and cast your votes within the spreadsheet. And I would like to hear from Meanie, because I'm very interested in seeing this fondant creation that she's been working on so incredibly diligently. you will have to unmute yourself and show us what you
Hello.
have going on.
So here is my representation of the cross-section of a Kubernetes node. So right at the bottom layer, in keeping with the nautical theme and also with the Kubernetes theme, so I just had to label it for the technical terms. So along with the seahorses and the seaweeds, the pikefish and the starfish and the conches, we have the kubelet Docker and the kubeproxy.
Can you
on
tilt
top of
the
that,
camera down a bit so we can see the bottom of the cake? Excellent. Beautiful.
and on the top of that, we have the pod, which contains the containers. And right on top, we have the load balancer. And turning it around, here we have a complete Kubernetes team along with a representation for a Helm, because I use Kubernetes and Helm a lot. And there's a lot of this tug rope at the bottom to keep things stable. There's a tiny buoy here, and there's a sailboat, which I tried to make with a fondant, but there's a proper sailboat over here. And I just
a little bit.
Tilt it up a little bit so
Yeah.
we can see the top
can
as
see the
well.
full-
There you go.
yeah,
Oh,
wait,
a
wait,
little bit further down, halfway
down
between
a
where
little
we were and where we are.
No?
Close
Just
enough.
a little more.
Down. Little down. Up, perfect.
Okay, that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So,
yeah.
And over here, so I wanted to do to show a little bit of chaos engineering here. So this cake, I baked it yesterday because it had to have the buttercream frosting chilled overnight. But this is actually the bare metal. And I'm just going to now show the way Kubernetes beautiful and efficient scheduling algorithm is going to work. So what I'm going to do is slice off everything except my bottom tire. I hope the judges don't mind.
Go for it. Go for it. Careful with your fingers.
Yeah, we don't want to see a catastrophic failure at this point.
Yeah.
The whole reef is going away.
Oh my God, please be careful. Please do not cut yourself. You're stressing everybody out.
My anxiety is through the roof right now. Through the roof. It's like
was this
it's like
the
watching,
energy we were all waiting for?
This is
like
definitely the chaotic energy I needed.
This is like watching my partner's roommate cut a bagel in his hand, and it's just
And okay, you lost a node. No worries. Over here, you're on a new node with a new proxy.
There we
go.
It got rescheduled.
Yay!
Rescheduled. And
all right.
As always, Kubernetes is the winner.
So how does it taste?
I love this.
Can you cut into this and taste it and describe it for the judges?
So I already have a cross section for the chaos engineering. So let's cut it off. It's a really rich buttercream vanilla cake. I had to make it really dense for all the fondant. So
sure, it looks more like a pound cake in texture.
Yeah, that was some muscle that you put in there.
This is symbolic as well, because in Kubernetes 1.20, the Docker runtime is being deprecated.
Cut out, yeah.
So I cut it out.
We sure are aware.
I know a good way to soften that cake up. If you could just pour bourbon on it.
You could pour bourbon on it. Can I get you to take a fistful and just squeeze it aggressively into the camera for Paul?
Paul's really into this.
There it is.
There you go.
I love the chaotic energy
beautiful.
Of, the cut right in the center of the cake too.
Oh, this has got big chaotic energy.
Oh.
I'm very here for it.
I'm also a recovering SRE. I just finished my last SRE shift last week.
Woo!
All right. Judges, do you have any questions, any comments for the baker?
I think conceptually, this was the strongest contender for me. It was like a whole story that came together really well.
One issue, though. I think a lot of this cake was made before.
It had to be. That's why I wanted to show the bare metal, because that's how it looked last night before I worked on it. But this had to go into the freezer to chill. Otherwise, I would not have been able to put the frosting and the fondant in time, nor would the sea creatures stick in. And I probably would have had a catastrophe when I tried to remove or deprecate Docker with my tears falling off.
Well, we already know what it looks like to try to deprecate Docker without any prep. So, you learned from somebody else's mistake, and that's valuable.
You learn from the best, kid.
Any other comments from the judges before I ask you to put in your scores and we move on to the next baker?
So I think incredible execution. I love I love the fact that you prepared ahead of time, knew that you had to prepare ahead of time. I would have loved to see a mention of CRI instead of Docker specifically. But
Stephen, let me argue with you. What about Container D?
What about Container D? I think if we had generalized it as CRI, this could have been a cake for anyone.
True.
Right. But no, I love the Docker angle. I love the humor there. That's all part of the presentation. Did we find out how it paired with bourbon? Did we go that route? Did we do that?
Oh yes.
I feel like you could dip that in bourbon. It would be excellent.
Just soak it.
Dip it.
Yeah. If you just brush
unfortunate that
bourbon.
I don't drink.
No, absolutely fine.
The last bottle of wine in the fridge is my brother's. So.
Yeah. Well, I do. So if you want to send me the cake, I can tell you how it pairs with bourbon.
Anytime, give me the postal mailing address.
There we go.
Or
don't threaten me with a good time.
KubeCon. We have a date for KubeCon 2021.
All right. So KubeCon 2020, whatever,
2020,
right?
LA. Kate,
LA, baby.
We're doing it.
And bourbon.
We're doing it. I'm renting a good
with
Airbnb with a rooftop.
Yep.
You heard it.
We're
here
gonna
first.
drink the bourbon. We're gonna make cakes, and Steven's gonna eat good food with a plastic fork.
It's true.
Yes.
Only plastic.
That's the
Only the
deal.
finest plastic forks for Stephen.
No, we're talking Dixie solo plastic.
You have to get the second ones that look like
Coated with silver.
All right, judges, I would like to ask you to submit your scores within the spreadsheet. And next up, we have Caslin.
Hello.
Beautiful,
these are beautiful.
clean, fresh, looking good. Could decorate a tree with those in theory. Tell us about your bake, Caslin.
Yeah, so I'd say that this is my favorite one here. So I'll do a close-up of this Fippy. So it's got a ribbon to hang by, and it's got details done with a toothpick. And this is the cinnamon dough, so it smells really good. And
can you snap one in front of the camera?
Oh yeah, let's get that by the mic. Get that in front of the mic, please.
Yeah, snap one next to the
Let me hear
mic.
that.
they're to go on the Christmas tree. If I snap them, then they won't.
Okay, that's allowed.
That's okay.
However, I also made cookies so that I have something to eat too. So this one I could break. So
By the mic.
Oh, nice crack on that one. Yeah,
that was
okay.
amazing. Oh yeah.
Snap. So you're a crispy chocolate chip cookie kind of person.
Let me get one. Let me get one more by the mic. Just super close to the mic.
let
Just
me
one more
do
snap.
that.
One more snap on that. Turn these babies up.
Hear that chaos.
Okay.
Oh, that's glorious.
Beautiful.
And these, by the way, are Ghirardelli dark chocolate with walnuts and pecans and oatmeal.
Ooh.
Oh, all right. So I was with you, and then oatmeal, and then so now I feel deceived.
I don't have a problem with oatmeal. My objection to oatmeal cookies is when an oatmeal raisin cookie looks enough like a chocolate chip cookie that I get bamboozled. I do like an oatmeal cookie if I know that it is an oatmeal cookie.
I like an oatmeal cookie, but if I see the chocolate chips, I'm never going to assume oats.
No, me neither. I don't think, I don't know. I'm interested in trying this because I do like all of these ingredients individually.
Yeah, they're all great.
And in specifically, I am passionate about walnuts in cookies and walnuts in general. I love walnuts.
So Caslin, what's your stance on like orange peel cranberry situation?
That's fine, I guess. That's not chocolate.
No, I mean with the oatmeal. We're just trying to gauge your oatmeal cookie feel.
Oh, I mean, that's not chocolate. If it's not chocolate, why would I eat it?
Fair.
But how does that cookie pair with bourbon?
I don't have any bourbon. I don't drink alcohol, so.
Okay.
So I do. So why don't you send me some of those cookies and I will tell you how it pairs with bourbon.
Actually, this whole baking competition is just a grift for the hosts to get free baked goods. It's
As
true.
the final part of my presentation, I would like to bring you all over to my Christmas tree where I will put a couple of ornaments on the tree.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, yes, let's go.
Stephen is very excited. I feel like you are definitely milking it for all it's worth with the judges. So good on you. Karen, Amy, what are your thoughts so far?
Why not? It's bothered to make ornaments. This is both useful and fun. Not that, like, not everybody else did, like, useful things, but hey, look, now you have ornaments. Hooray!
I still want to understand this idea of having a dough that is made with cinnamon instead of flour. It just feels
Smells
insane.
good. It smells great once it's baked and hung on the tree. And we used to actually, the cinnamon and applesauce variety of dough sounds way better than what we used to make when I was a kid, which was salt dough. So it was a lot closer to like Play-Doh. And then we'd build those into ornaments on the Christmas tree. The cinnamon sounds like an epic upgrade.
Does the applesauce not go bad? That would be my concern. I guess a lot of it bakes off.
Yeah, the moisture should bake out.
Yeah, you take the water out. That's most of the concern.
Like, I just want to bake.
I actually made these when I was in elementary school, and the cinnamon ornaments, and we threw those away a couple years ago. So those lasted about 10 years before they got moldy.
So, elementary school, 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I took away
That
from
was hurting.
too.
Just for a moment. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm glad they lasted so long.
I am going to cry about
page.
that. I am going to cry about that later.
Later. Yep, me too.
They were moldy when I got.
No.
when I
Not
threw them away.
saying you didn't do this wonderfully. It was merely the, oh, wow. I've been doing this a long time.
Yep, just made me feel ancient.
I mean, it's been more than 10 years since I was in elementary school, but I
Oh,
threw them
thank
away
God.
a few years ago.
Okay,
and
all
they
right,
were probably
that's-
moldy before that.
I think
We
that's
were
where
all a
we're
little
all
worried.
reeling for a second.
Yeah, we're like Caslin is like this good, and she was in elementary school 10 years ago. What
No,
have I
no,
been
no.
doing for 20 years?
Yeah, like
you didn't
I
get
know I got a
graduated
late
from high
start,
school
but
10 years ago,
Jesus.
actually this year.
Okay.
Judges, do we have any comments on Caslin's bake? Any questions before we move on?
I love all of the energy that went into it. I love that there's a bit of chaoticness because like I want to eat the ornaments and I know I shouldn't. But then you made cookies too. So like I'm all about that. And it's very like it soothes my ADHD that I can like bounce between the two different things. Like yes, I'm very happy.
Okay. Amy? Karen? Either of you?
It looked like Amy was going to talk, so then let her go first.
No, this is super, super fun. Thank you, Kathleen. And then you made cookies. How did you have time to make more cookies? Well done.
Yeah, I just want to give Caslin points for the hand painting because I don't think anyone else did that. So extra points for that. Oh,
That's so
Kitty.
cute.
He does have a ribbon through his eye on this one, but I
Well,
probably should
you
have done the
know.
ribbon thing with this one as well, but oh well.
Casualty of the holidays.
It happens. What are you going to do? There's no way to have an animal ornament that isn't mildly upsetting once you actually think about it. So, and isn't having like one Christmas ornament that's a pickle a thing in some places?
What?
Yes, I totally had one.
It's a Midwest thing,
It's a
I
Midwest
think.
thing.
It's a Midwest thing. You have one ornament on your Christmas tree hidden somewhere that is a pickle, like a pickle-shaped Christmas ornament. I don't understand it. So if somebody would like to explain that, I'm like totally here for that, but I have no idea. We do have
I'm
one
not gonna
more
lie.
person to
I'm
judge though.
Fucking horrified right now.
I want that to become a tradition. I'm a new Midwesterner, so I feel like I can get all the weird stuff in.
This
Is
isn't
it like a real pickle or just something shaped like a pickle?
just an ornament that looks like a pickle. This is so established that you can purchase these ornaments on Amazon. Like you'll find like a multi-kit of like 24 totally normal looking tree ornaments, and then one of them is a pickle.
My in-laws actually have an ornament that looks like a pickle, and I never really thought about it before.
Yeah, it's
Steven.
a thing.
Steven, we need to talk about this, dog. We need to talk.
Tim is concerned for your soul.
This is a thing.
Lot material. I don't.
Yeah,
know
no, bro.
But we have one more person to judge.
One more person.
Oh
One more
no, I'm
person to
judging all
judge.
of you now. I'm judging all of you at this point.
Last but absolutely not least is Ilana. Ilana, please present your bake for the judges.
Sure. Well, you can kind of see them in the background. You want me to give you a close-up cookie?
Absolutely. With a snap and a bite, if possible.
Okay, here's a couple. They're not like all perfectly even, but the plan was not executed as initially envisioned. So let's see. I'll try to not get crumbs everywhere. So here's cookie. They're supposed to be soft in the middle and crisp on the outside. So
okay,
what I think is about how that broke. You can kind of see. Oh, and I didn't show you the bottoms. These are not supposed to have brown bottoms. They're supposed to be sort of uniform in color.
Don't tell the judges that. Do not tell the judges that. Lie to them.
No, but they don't have any brown on the bottom, and they're not supposed to.
Like it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
excellent, beautiful.
It's an abstract Kubernetes logo. I'm into it.
Well, it was gonna have, more around the outside, but I didn't have enough blue dough to do that too for the last layer of wrap. If I was planning on doing it this way the whole time, this would have been much better executed. But I ended up having to change how I was doing this on the spot because I had some difficulties with the dough not releasing at all from these little cookie cutters because it wasn't cold enough.
So I'm agreeing with Paris in the Zoom chat right now. It gives me big casino chip vibes. It
Yeah.
also gives me like Sonic Gotta Go Fast vibes, which I grew up playing that video game and I'm all about it.
I also have the smiley face one.
Yes.
The blue is luscious. It's very close to Kubernetes blue. I'm feeling it. Oh.
It's also worth noting that making slice and bake cookies is a little bit more difficult because
That
you
is-
have
yeah,
to
that is very, very hard.
put together the design in a loaf that you then roll up that only appears when you actually slice the thing, and you have to be very sure that you have made yourself a cookie dough that doesn't spread too much when it bakes,
The fact
or
that this
that
is
if it
your-
does, it spreads in a predictable way. So the fact that this has resulted in a recognizable shape at all is still very impressive.
Yeah. The fallback, if this was your failure state, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm particularly fond of the dead mouse smiley face one. It's
I want to put that cookie on my head and just
and
I
rock
had some
on.
leftover dough, and
To be fair, I will put any cookie on my head. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sarah Novotny was just warming my heart so much, and so I was like, I should use up the leftover dough. What should I do? I was like, oh, I can make a smiley face.
No.
So that's where we went.
But how does it pair with bourbon?
So for all of those following the stream, as Alice Goldfuss would say, I'm a tea drinking SRE, not a bourbon drinking SRE.
Oh, I love Alice.
I made some tea instead of drinking bourbon with my cookies.
Hell yeah.
Very fair.
So tell
What's
me,
your go-to
what
tea?
kind of tea are we
This is,
rolling?
Yeah, I was about to say. That's it.
This is
Let's
a
get a zoom in
Taiwanese
on that one.
baozhong.
Okay. Can you
Ooh.
tell us more about the tea?
So it's a very
Give us the
light
tea.
oxidation oolong. So you can see I've got some in my gaiwan here. So it's a very green color, but it's not a green tea. And so here is, in the brewing vessel, it's very light in color. And in
Gorgeous.
my fancy little teacup, and it pairs actually really well because the cookies are very sweet, being a sugar cookie. So I think it's very enjoyable to have a tea with basically no sweetness. And this one is a competition grade tea, so it's very sort of reserved, or they're holding back on strong flavors. So it's very nice.
Did you say it was a lapsang suzhong?
No. It is a Taiwanese baozhong. So it
Okay,
is
all right.
a an oxidized tea. It's an oolong tea, very light on oxidation, and no flavoring or anything like that added.
Love it. Love it.
Judges, do we have any comments or questions for the baker?
I had so much anxiety that you weren't going to be able to finish, so I don't think I can actually be harsh about this.
Me too.
What does the blue taste like? Does it taste like blue? Does it just taste like tea?
It tastes like absolute. So actually, I was kind of regretting. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have gotten some almond flavoring or something to like, because these are just vanilla sugar cookies. They taste exactly like the Pillsbury cookies in the tube. So, and I used here. Let me.
Why did you do that then? Why was that not your fallback?
The Pillsbury cookie in the tube, because I didn't have any.
Oh my gosh, I
so
thought that's what you were doing. That's why I was like, remember yesterday?
No,
you were
no,
like,
no, no,
oh.
they're from scratch.
Oh, you were literally yesterday to me.
So
She
this
was
is
like,
food
oh, I'm
coloring.
making cookies in a tube.
She's like,
So
they're
the
from
light
scratch,
cookies in a
actually.
tube. So the color match was really good because I got this gel dye that was like exactly the Kubernetes logo color, and I guess I put enough in. But the thing about gel dye is it basically has no flavor. So the blue does not taste like blue. It tastes like cookie.
Delish.
All right, I will accept that. Karen,
okay.
I thought the cookies looked like peppermint wheels, which I thought were really festive. And then extra points for just thinking on your feet since your cookie cutter did not work out.
It is a shame, but we shall adapt.
Well, there's unpredictability involved in doing a bake in this short of time, aside from being watched by everyone and constantly interrupted by your hosts. There's also issues of temperature control, which we frequently see come up on actual Bake Off with it feels like there is always like 2 episodes where it's an unseasonably hot English summer and it ruins everybody's custard
And they do
setting
ice
or
cream.
something. Yeah, they do ice cream or they do like some kind of custard that week
infuriating.
or something, and it always just messes
Tempered
everybody
chocolate.
up. Tempering chocolate, yeah, when it's
White
like
chocolate at
41 C out.
140 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, just miserable. So everybody has done really, really, really well. I would like to ask our judges to finalize their votes in the spreadsheet, and we will
In the meantime,
announce.
can we get like a round of applause in Discord, Twitter, wherever you're hanging out watching the Bake Off? If you want to see more of this stuff, if you want to see us consider maybe doing it for a KubeCon type event, like let's get some shouts. Let's get some shouts.
Yeah. Shout out if you enjoyed this. We need to know. We need the love. And
Truly.
We need to know.
We need to know.
This would have been way better in person, but I mean, we all know that anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, can you lead whatever rave we end up doing when we do get together?
I
Paris?
will. I will.
Because I
will.
I would go to a
energy.
party at Paris's house.
100%.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll
And I would go
party
to a
at
dinner party.
Sarah's because she's got a big kitchen, and Paris is the DJ though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Though
sure Sarah could rock it too.
I have to say that Alana has a very good looking kitchen as well. I'm a
True.
big fan of that countertop. It's very pretty. I like the clean, ultra minimalistic look. So that is my kitchen of choice. Do you have a gas stove as well?
Hell yeah, I do. Turn it on.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Show me that. Can I hear? Let me hear the click real good. I don't have a
mean,
gas
Oh, that
stove
is
anymore.
beautiful.
So I apologize in advance.
No way, that range is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
About
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
The cleaner
Are-
the line.
I love having I specifically when I was looking for a place, I was like gas range electric oven because I hate gas ovens. So they're just really finicky. So
Perfect.
yeah,
One,
I
two.
They are
managed to find
finicky
one.
unless you put a fan in them. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the spreadsheet and see where we are on folks voting.
we did it.
It looks like we are going to have a tie, which means we will leave it up to our man behind the curtain, our secret shadow overlord, to determine who the first place winner is. But look, everybody did really well. Like nobody got hard knocked on points at any point over anything. I cannot stress this enough. Everything that everyone made looked beautiful. Everybody put a lot of work into it, genuinely. You all absolutely nailed it. Truly spectacular.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that everyone did a fantastic job, and the only one that really was a disappointment was Matt's choice of buttercream frosting. But
Oh
aside
yeah,
from that,
it sounds
everything
like
was-
we're gonna have to. I don't even know if it's agree to disagree at this point. I think we
It's
need
a
a spin
teachable
off.
moment, I think. This is a teachable
spin-off channel
moment.
where we talk about this further. Maybe some therapy. Like, you know, I'm big on that.
Matt, I'm not even sure that I can have you as like a twinsy person anymore. Like,
If that's the case, I will accept cream cheese frosting as my Lord and Savior. If it's ruining our relationships, even
like if I've got to force the issue.
Yeah. All right.
It's for
thumbs
your
on the
own
scale,
good,
my
Matt.
friend.
It
All
really
right,
is for your own good. It's because
I'm
we
in.
love you.
I'm in. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna figure out how to make some after this. Thank you for the encouragement. I feel both called
You should
out
tell-
and loved.
You should talk to Paris because she made it by hand.
Yeah, I definitely will talk to Ferris.
Big
I
flag.
need
Big
the
flag.
playlist and the recipe.
All right, I am going to
Sabotage.
announce who is currently technically in second place, and then the people tied for first, at which point I will chuck it to Paul, who will determine as our Lord and Savior,
Australian.
Lord and Australian,
I was gonna say that, yeah, too.
who is the champion for the CNC off. CNC off, yes.
Yeah,
CNC off.
CNC off.
So I was thinking like cloud native bake off and also cake night cookie fight, and it just like it fell
It
apart.
got all mushed.
It got all mushed.
That's the way the cookie crumbled, Kat.
That is the way the shortbread
way-
cookie crumbles,
it's the
because
way
that's
the-
typically
way the
what a
cookie
shortbread
bounces.
does.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it is.
we are Cake Night's cookie fights, and in second place is Sarah. A round of applause for Sarah, please, who absolutely nailed it on time management, and the result was beautiful, and it looked delicious, and it sounded delicious. But we can't actually have ties here. There is a winner, and the two people that Paul has to choose between are Josh with a solid perfect 30 points, and Rin also with a solid perfect 30 points. This was very close. Everybody was very close in point ranges. This was
Down to
not
the
a
half
landslide
points.
victory for anyone. So if the man behind the curtain would like to step out from behind the curtain and present the actual winner.
So this is an easy one. I think I'm going to give it a Rin, because I saw one of the cookies was not exactly millimeter perfect.
Congratulations, Rin. A
Yay,
well-deserved victory with candy all the way down, just like the turtles of Kubernetes.
Yes, candy all the way down, turtles all the way down, however you want to put it, cooves all the way down. Thank you. Wow. I have no words. Thank you so much. This was a true joy. This has made my Saturday. I appreciate everyone. I
And
appreciate
massive
it.
bragging
My mom
rights
said it's
for
much
you.
better than making candles. Thanks, Mom.
And a mom burn to end the victory speech. That is flawless.
Beautiful. Congratulations to you and to everybody who participated. You all did like amazingly well. If I can give you my address, I am open to snacks in the mail unannounced. So, I think that's true
Noah
for.
posted a bake off. I'm in that. If anybody wants me to send them stuff, I'll send you cookies. Let me know.
Yeah,
I think for
absolutely.
next time- I think for next time, what you know ahead of time that the judges are open to bribing, and we can maybe make this a lot smoother.
Yeah, this
you
could
can
be
be
the best
bribed
reason to
beforehand.
open your DMs on Twitter by far.
True.
But want to say thank you to each of the judges. Karen, Amy, Steven, you brought both moderate amounts of expertise and excellent amounts of snark. We really appreciate you. Could not have done it without you. To the co-host, I mean, let's be honest, the lead host, Kat Cosgrove. Thank you for leading us through this experience. Tim for dropping some knowledge along the way. Couldn't do it without you. Couldn't choose a better crew. And last but not least, we still haven't seen his face. I don't know if he'll show it. I think it might mean a longer winter. But Paul, you're out there somewhere. Thank you for putting this together. You are incredible. Thank you. Round of applause. Any last shout outs, Kat, before we let people off?
I would like to thank everybody who sat there and watched us and reacted in Discord and tweeted about us. It was more people viewing this stream than I anticipated, and thank you so much for giving us your time. I hope we were entertaining. I hope none of our takes were too hot. If they were too hot for you, you are welcome to fight with us on Twitter about that. We are willing to fight with you about our opinions on cast iron, hot sauce.
Get your cast iron, and we'll see you out
frosting
there.
bases. Yeah, we will fight with you about that, but it's all in good fun. So thank you for your time, and let's wrap it up.
That's it. The end. Oh,
That was fun, y'all.
so good. You all were amazing.
That was so good.
Hi, Paris. Who made your mixer?
From Tire Fire Production.
We can't hear you.
Show we put together. It was a lot of fun putting it together. Hopefully, it was a lot of fun watching it. And maybe we'll do this again real soon, but maybe we can do it in person. Thank you.